Hey Haley, I got some news for you about the wedding. I was watching that new superhero movie the other day, and I got to thinking, the actual actors don't do their own stunts, right? That's all stunt doubles, CGI, and choreography. Actors aren't all that athletic, and they certainly don't have any superpowers. Those are just things the people making the movie do to make the experience better for the audience. To make it more memorable for them. Which brings me to our wedding.
Kellen, I am really not following you here. What in the world does a superhero movie have to do with our wedding?
I'm getting a stunt double for you.
Meaning what, exactly? Are you planning on having us fight off a horde of alien invaders during the ceremony, or...?
Hey, I'm being serious here. This is no joking matter. This is our wedding. Now, if you would give me 5 seconds to explain, I'm going to have someone else do the more difficult parts for you. You know, like walking down the aisle, exchanging rings, exchanging vows, and last but not least, the big kiss after we're pronounced man and wife.
That's literally the entire ceremony. You want someone else to stand in my place during the wedding?
Yep, exactly. There's going to be a professional photographer there, and he's going to take a bunch of pics. I want to post them on my Instagram as soon as possible, so wherever you watch the ceremony from, make sure your head isn't in the frame, okay? I'd hate to have to waste all that time editing you out of every picture.
Kellen, what is going on with you? This is our wedding. How can you seriously suggest cutting me out of it like that?
Look, just calm down, okay? This is just our wedding. We're gonna be together forever once it's over with. It's just gonna be one memory in a pile of other memories. And besides, you need to be thinking about our guests more than yourself.
I do? Isn't the bride supposed to be the center of attention during the wedding?
Yeah, and that's exactly why I'm suggesting a stunt double. All our guests are expecting a fairy tale wedding. A handsome groom, his beautiful bride, exquisite decorations, and happily ever after. This is what they're coming for. So how do you think they would all feel to have the chapel doors open, organ blaring, and in walks some ugly girl? It would ruin the atmosphere.
Kellen, how could you talk to me like that? I am your fiancé. More than that, I'm a human being. How can you be so disrespectful of me?
I'm just telling the truth. If you think that's being disrespectful, that's your problem, not mine.
I don't believe this. I have never been treated like this in my life, much less by my fiancé. So, tell me, Kellen, who did you have in mind? Who's the stunt double you want to take my place in our own wedding?
You remember Jenny, right?
Jenny who? Jenny, your ex-girlfriend? Jenny, the ex-girlfriend who you are still regularly texting? That Jenny?
Yeah, that's her. She is way more photogenic than you, and she already told me that she'll do it.
Oh, that does it, Kellen. You are completely out of line right now. You're trying to swap me out at my wedding for the girl you were dating right before me? And you already went and talked to her about it without my permission? Without even talking to me about this BS plan?
Okay, first of all, I don't need your permission. You're already benefiting more than enough from this relationship, I'd say. Letting me swap you out for a prettier girl is the least you could do to show your gratitude for granting your wish of being married to an elite businessman like me.
No, Kellen, this is not going to happen. I'm putting my foot down. And I've been generous enough to allow you to continue talking to your ex-girlfriend since you supposedly ended on friendly terms and wanted to keep in touch. But having her stand in for me at our wedding? And even kissing you after exchanging vows? You've gone off the deep end. A marriage is a symbol of a husband and wife's love for each other. It lets all their friends and family witness the moment that they're bonded forever in holy matrimony. And you would deny my family the opportunity to share that moment with me? Not to mention denying me the opportunity to even participate in my own wedding.
Once again, I have to take issue with your premise. A wedding is not the moment a man and woman are married. The moment their marriage certificate is issued, that is the moment they are married. You're being absolutely ridiculous about this, Haley. All I'm telling you is basically that I'm giving you the day off. You don't have to worry about putting on makeup, getting dressed, going in front of a big crowd, any of that stuff. And yet you still get to reap the massive reward of marrying me, an elite businessman.
That's the second time you've called yourself that this conversation, you know.
Yeah, well, I am an elite businessman.
Whatever. Just know that I am not happy about this, and I will not allow your ex-girlfriend into the building on our wedding day. That is final.
And let me tell you that Jenny is going to take your place at the wedding. You are not going to stop her from coming inside. And if you do not like it, then I am not going to allow you the honor of being my Mrs. Kellen. You got that? Either you shut up and do as I'm telling you, or we're done. End of discussions.
Hi, Kellen. I have a question for you. Are you really going to have your ex-girlfriend be the stunt double for the wedding?
Why didn't you just ask me that when you saw me? You were in my dressing room 5 minutes ago.
I asked you a question, now answer it. I want to know why you think you have the right to have your ex-girlfriend take Haley's place in the wedding.
And now you're talking about yourself in the third person? Are you drunk or something?
Answer me, Kellen.
I already did a few weeks ago. Oh, excuse me. Kellen already did a few weeks ago. When everyone looks at Kellen's wedding pictures, Kellen wants them to say, wow, that sure is an attractive couple. And Kellen is pretty goddamn upset that Haley kicked Jenny out of the building the second she showed up. And thanks to Haley's stupid actions, the wedding is officially on hold. It's not going to start until Jenny is in the building and ready to go.
So you're really going to do this, huh? I'm giving you one last warning, which is much more than you deserve. Do not do this. You will regret it.
Shut up. Listen to me, you dumb, dense broad. You don't call the shots around here. I do. And for the love of God, why are you getting so upset about this? It's just a freaking ceremony. If you value your future with me at all, then go and do whatever you need to do to be okay with that. If that means alcohol or a little something stronger, so be it. You just sit there quietly and be grateful that an eligible bachelor like me is deigned to grace an ugly girl like you with my presence.
I see you've chosen the path of consequences. Fine. That's all I needed to hear. Good luck.
Good luck? Good luck with what? God, you're such a weird woman.
Stella, I just looked at my phone for the first time since this morning. You were using it to talk to Kellen, weren't you? Guilty as charged. Yeah, I was pretending to be you, and I'm sorry for invading your privacy like that, but it's just... You would never give me Kellen's number, even if I asked for it, and I didn't have the time to beg you for it. I had to act fast. Why did you do that, Stella? Because he's a filthy, rotten scumbag, and I was right not to trust him. Haley, he was legitimately planning on having his ex-girlfriend replace you in the wedding. She even showed up already wearing a white dress and everything. I was suspicious about why you would never talk to us very much about him. I wanted to make sure he was the kind of guy who would make a good husband for you. I'm sorry to make you worry about me, Stella. I didn't want you to have to concern yourself with my relationship with Kellen. I also took the liberty of reading more of your texts with him, Haley. That guy doesn't respect you in the slightest. From what I can tell, that's not even a recent development. He's never respected you. Why didn't you tell me about him? It's like I said, Stella, I didn't want to make you worry about me. That, and I was sure that if I told you about him, that you would try to talk me out of marrying him. Of course I'm going to talk you out of it. What woman in her right mind would let her own sister marry a vile little creep like him? It's just, well, I got the opportunity to get married. I don't know how many more chances I'll get. Why are you talking like you're single at 45? Exactly what reason do you have to be so antsy about getting married anyway? I'm almost 30 and I don't even have a boyfriend right now. Haley, you're only 23 years old. You're way too young to be rushing into a bad marriage. I'm not only 23, I'm already 23. I shouldn't be living at home at my age, especially not with my history. What are you talking about, Haley? Stella, you and your family have been so kind to me, but I can't take advantage of you any more than I already have. I've known for some time that I need to get out on my own as soon as possible, and getting married is the best way to accomplish that. I'm not good at anything, so I'll never have much of a hope for supporting myself. But if I just leave home and start living in some rundown apartment, well, what is the family going to think? The only option for me is to marry a man who can support me. That would reassure your parents and make sure none of the family get the wrong idea about why I started living with you and why I left. Haley, when did you become such an idiot? Idiot? That family you're talking about isn't just mine. They're every bit your family too. And as your family, we are here to support you, no matter what happens. I mean, my God, girl, you sound like you're only getting married to satisfy us. Is that true? Well, I don't know. I guess you might say that. I thought so. For whatever bizarre reason, you have severely low self-esteem. And I don't know, maybe that's partially our fault. We should have done a better job of communicating to you just how special you are to us. Didn't you see what happened there a while ago when Kellen's ex walked down the aisle? Every single member of our family got out of their seats and stormed out. What were you thinking when you saw that? Well, I was surprised, for sure. I was thinking maybe you were upset at me. Would you stop that? You are starting to make me mad now, Haley. Why do you think we care so little about you? You are a beautiful woman and a precious, valued member of our family. When we saw that total jerk do something like that to our Haley, what did you think we were going to do? We were furious at him. I had to hold back our Uncle Dave from storming the altar, you know. You're right. I'm sorry, Stella. I don't know what I was thinking. If you want to apologize to me, then there's one thing you need to do. Ditch that creep and come back home. Do you have any idea how glad Dad will be to have his daughter back home? Home? Yes! Our home! Your home! The house that there will always be a place for you in until the very end. You're right. I do have a home, don't I? You sure do! Yeah, I'm coming home, Stella. But not just yet. Uh-oh. What are you saying now, Haley? Don't worry, I'm not going to do anything stupid. All I want to do is take care of some unfinished business. I'll be home before too much longer. Now that is what I wanted to hear. Go get him, girl.
I can't believe this. The chapel is completely empty. Even my family left. You did this, didn't you?
I did this? Not hardly. This is nothing but the obvious consequences of your actions.
What are you talking about?
I told you, Kellen, my family was coming here to celebrate the moment that you and I got married. How did you think they were going to react when some other girl walked down the aisle instead of me? I've put up with more than enough from you, Kellen. I am breaking up with you.
You? Breaking up with me? Who do you think you are? You're nothing. Nobody. All you are is some random girl working part-time at a convenience store. I, however, am an elite businessman. Now quit your whining about your precious little wedding and call every last idiot in your godforsaken family. Tell them to come back to the chapel this instant. I'm calling my family now too, so do your part. I know being useless and lazy is like a hobby for you, but I'm not gonna let you get away with that today. Hurry up and get on the phone.
Don't you dare talk to me like you're my boss, you dirtbag.
What? Do my eyes deceive me, or did you just call me a dirtbag right now?
Yeah, I did call you a dirtbag because you are a dirtbag. I will not allow you to insult my family like that. You are the scum of the earth, and I am not going to take any of your crap anymore. I hope you're ready for what's coming your way because I am not going to be the timid little woman I was up until now.
Yeah. You're a strong independent who don't need no man. Very nice speech, I'll give you an A for effort. But you get an F for content, you low IQ bottom feeder. Now stop wasting time and call your family. What the hell do you think you're doing, Haley? Get over to my house right now. I've got laundry for you to clean, dishes for you to wash, and garbage to take out. Without you around here, I had to order delivery every single frickin' day of the week. Some wife you are, you dumb lazy broad. What good are you if you're not even going to do my chores for me? I think it's time to implement a new, stricter policy. No chores, no food. I'm not giving you one single bite of food to eat until you come here and clean my house from top to bottom. If you decide you'd rather not starve, then you could come crawling back to me on your hands and knees and beg me for my forgiveness.
Why don't you ask Jenny to clean your house for you? And as for me, I moved back in with my parents, so I don't need any food from you.
What are you talking about? What's going on? Why are you at your parents' house?
Because I'm breaking up with you, moron. Oh, and I'm also suing you for the costs of the wedding. You're an elite businessman, so you can afford to pay that much, right? Oh, wait, I forgot. To you, elite businessman means middle manager in a company with no career prospects whatsoever. You couldn't even afford to give me 1/10 of the lifestyle my parents gave me. So no, I guess you might actually have a pretty hard time coming up with that much money.
What's your problem, Haley? You think I'll let you get away with just insulting me like that? And you're out of your mind if you think I'm gonna pay for that wedding. Seriously, walking out on your own wedding and then expecting me to pay for it? How selfish can you get?
Selfish? You want to talk about selfish? Selfish is secretly talking with your ex-girlfriend while we were engaged and lying about it. Then once I caught you, rather than do the normal thing and stop contacting her, you started doing it right in front of me. But that wasn't enough for you, was it? You remember what you did on the day you were supposed to come to my house and meet my parents? You just canceled at the last minute so you could go outside drinking with Jenny. Oh, but that's not all. You stayed out so late there were no more buses or trains operating, so you stayed overnight with her at a hotel. And that wasn't even the only time you did that. I told you to stop doing that, seeing as, we were engaged and getting married soon. But then you got mad at me, as if I were somehow in the wrong for telling you not to cheat on me. So I don't know where you get off calling me selfish with that history.
Shut up, you. I'm the one who goes to work all day and to make enough money to support you. I deserve to have some time to myself to do what I want. Whatever I want.
Me and Jenny are still on friendly terms. You know that. You want me to act like she dropped off the face of the earth? It would just make both me and Jenny super sad to lose each other's company.
I don't care in the slightest about how you feel, frankly. You've done nothing but ignore me and my feelings throughout our entire relationship. So you'll have to forgive me if I don't care too much about how I feel about telling you not to share a hotel room with your ex anymore.
What's with you all of a sudden? Ever since the day of our wedding, you've been like this.
I've already put up with more than any person ever should, and I can't take any more.
You can go back to having this emotional breakdown once you come home.
No, Kellen, I am home. I know that now. Home is where there are people who truly care about me, who accept me for who I am, who are always there for me. And from now on, I'm not wasting any more of my valuable time on people who don't. I meant what I said earlier. You will pay the full cost of the wedding. And if you won't, then I'll just have to sue you. I am prepared to expend every single resource at my disposal just to see you suffer a loss at my hands. That's how much you ticked me off.
How dare you? I've never had anyone who was as stupid as you talk to me like they're better than me before. I think you need to be taught some manners. And since we'll be together forever, I'll have plenty of time from now on to do just that. Seriously, you should be grateful that you, the proverbial dog turd on the shoe of society, got to marry a man like me. I'm a better man than you could have ever hoped for. I'll tell you what, I'm a generous person. If you come home to me immediately and do all the chores I demand, and promise to never stand up to me again, then I'll allow you to be my wife. And this is a limited time offer. You'd better act fast, got it? Oh, and by the way, this happens to be an offer you can't refuse. If you don't come home tonight, then I'll just come find you and drag you home.
I'm not wasting any more of my time talking to you, Kellen. I'll see you in court. Goodbye.
Hey, don't you goodbye me. This conversation is not over. Get back here. Haley, I'm talking to you. Don't you dare ignore me. Wow, Haley, I'm impressed. Your parents' house is bigger than I expected it would be. Now I see why you were brave and stupid enough to give me that big "I'm breaking up with you" speech yesterday.
Kellen, are you actually at my house? But how? You never ended up coming to my house to meet my parents, and I never told you the address.
You didn't need to tell me. I put a GPS tracker in one of your bags a long time ago.
What? Which one?
As if I would actually tell you. Lol.
Kellen, this is a new low, even for you. You can't do this to me. That is a crime.
Oh, is it a crime for a man to be concerned about the woman who's going to be his wife?
If you did it because you were concerned about me, why didn't you tell me?
Why should I? I'm not doing anything wrong. It's a man's job to make sure his wife doesn't go anywhere he wouldn't want her going. This is a completely normal part of a marriage.
What is the matter with you? Did you think I was going to cheat on you? You were the one staying overnight with your ex-girlfriend. Would I have been within my rights to slap a GPS tag on you?
Of course not, you moron. You're not the one in charge around here. I am. Now would you get over yourself and come out quietly already? You know I know where you are, and you know I'm here. If you're not gonna come out, then I'm coming in. You're coming home with me today whether you like it or not.
I'd like to see you try.
Big words from such a tiny woman.
I'm just saying I would love to see what happens to you when you try and break in.
Oh yeah? And what are you going to do about it, huh? Anyway, it sounds like you're choosing the hard way. So be it. I'm coming inside right now, Haley. What the hell was that? Why does some nobody like you have security guards for your house? And they punched me? They can't do that. That's assault. I deserve to have some time to myself to do what I want.
Oh, you think that's a crime, do you? Well, let's just take a quick look at all the crimes you've committed today, shall we? First, you placed a GPS tracking device on me without my consent. That's stalking and harassment at the very least. You came into our property despite posting no trespassing sign, so there's trespassing. Then you took a rock from the garden and broke a window with it. That's breaking and entering and malicious destruction of property. Then when the first security guard tried to grab you, you hit him on the shoulder with the rock you used to break in. That's assault with a deadly weapon. And I'm sure our lawyers will be able to come up with plenty more where that came from.
Shut up. All I was doing was going to bring my idiot wife back where she belongs. And who cares about that security guard? I was defending myself from your hired thugs. That's not a crime. And you never explained why you even have security. You always told me that your parents were normal people who graduated from normal universities and had normal jobs. Nothing about that house was normal.
Yeah, my birth parents were pretty normal.
Birth parents?
Really, Kellen? I've told you about my family situation before. Did you forget about it just because you don't care? Or were you never actually listening in the first place? My birth parents died in a car accident when I was 17. None of my family lives in the state, so they were going to send me to an orphanage until I graduated high school, but that was only a few months away at that point. That was when my new family found me and took me in.
So wait, you were adopted?
We've been through this before, but no. They just let me live with them, that's all.
Well, then why have you called them your parents and your family for all this time? They're not.
You know, Kellen, for the longest time I thought the same way as you. But these last few days have really opened my eyes to a lot of things. I always felt like I was a burden on my family. I wasn't their biological daughter. I was just some poor orphaned girl they picked up just shy of her 18th birthday. But ever since I got in that house, my older sister really took me under her wing. She did all the things with me that a real sister would do. We went shopping together, did each other's hair, stayed up late watching sappy romance movies. And my parents, too, they've gone out of their way to support me. They paid for my college tuition and even let me live with them while attending classes.
Wait, seriously?
What's so funny?
Now I get why you wanted to marry me so bad. You're a chronic charity case.
Excuse me?
All your life you've done nothing but leech off the success of other people. So when you met me, you saw the ultimate opportunity to continue your streak of being a useless, blood-sucking parasite.
As if you have any blood to suck. Your whole elite businessman persona is a complete sham. You're actually making slightly less than the average man in your age group.
Yeah, but I'm on my way up. And if I'm as much of a loser as you claim, then why did you even agree to marry me in the first place?
It's like I said earlier, I thought that I was a burden on my family and that you were my best shot at a stable life. And boy, was I wrong on both counts. I see now that my family never thought of me as a burden. And you never even thought of me as a human being.
Because you're not.
Yeah, you keep saying that. Every single jab at me like that is going to be great for us when we sue you. Not to toot my own horn, but my new family is a pretty big deal. Crushing a little maggot like you would be easy for people like them.
Ha! You don't scare me. No one stupid enough to put an idiot orphan like you through college could be that big of a deal. On the contrary, I'm gonna crush you for your thugs punching me. I'm gonna get so much money from you that you're going to have to sell that big fancy house to pay for it all. You have no idea what life is like in the real world. The court always sides with the elite and powerful, and that's me.
You're going to find out very soon just how powerless you really are. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
The same goes for me. I'll see you in court. Hey, is this the regional HR manager?
Why, yes, it is. How can I be of service?
You can start by telling me why the hell I'm getting fired.
Oh, you're Kellen, right? I'm terribly sorry, but our company doesn't want to be associated with people of your caliber.
Caliber? What's that supposed to mean?
It means that we don't want to employ a criminal.
What? I'm not a criminal.
We have information indicating a police report has been filed against you for an exceptionally long list of serious crimes.
Oh, that.
With this many crimes, it's only a matter of time before you are arrested, tried, and convicted. And when that happens, this company would rather avoid the PR disaster of being your employer. I'm sorry for the inconvenience and wish you the best in your future endeavors.
Hey, wait! This is all one big misunderstanding. It's just, my fiancée is going through a difficult time in her life, you know? She had a rough upbringing. Her parents passed away when she was just 17. I'm trying to support her while she deals with everything, and sometimes she, you know, overreacts. I'll talk to her and get her to withdraw the police report, trust me. This isn't the first time she's done something like this. It'll all blow over eventually, I swear. So, please, don't fire me.
I see. So you were trying to support Haley through her emotional difficulties by breaking into her house, trying to assault her, and then assaulting a security guard when he tried to stop you?
Wait. How did you know about all that?
Because I was at that house yesterday, Kellen. I'm Stella, Haley's sister.
What?
Hold on, don't get too shocked yet. There's more. My father, who is Haley's father as well, is the CEO of this company. The house that you broke into yesterday was his house, and he is very, very unhappy with what you've done.
No way! You mean the guy who adopted Haley was the CEO? But that's insane!
No, you're the one who's insane. You had your ex-girlfriend replace Haley in your wedding. That alone is enough to have you committed to an insane asylum.
Look, okay, I messed up. You got me. But I'll make it right. I'll apologize to Haley. I'll be the kind of husband she deserves from now on.
No, you won't. I'll never let you within 100 yards of my sister ever again. You kept telling her you're some elite businessman. You're not elite. And as of today, you're no longer a businessman. You're nothing.
Please, give me one more chance. I swear I'll never do anything like this again.
Oh, I can guarantee that. Because the prosecutor that my father supported in the last election is the one who's going to handle your case.
Oh, no.
Oh, no is right, Kellen. You're about to find out what a true elite businessman can do. Wow, you guys really let him have it, didn't you? He didn't just get arrested, he's already lost his house. I can neither confirm nor deny any connection between our family and his legal and financial circumstances. With that disclaimer out of the way, I can now say that he deserved everything he got and then some. Oh, and he'll also have an incredibly difficult time finding new work in the industry anytime soon. Wow, so all it takes is 24 hours to ruin someone's life? We could have done it in a couple of hours if we'd wanted to. For legal reasons, I must stress that my previous statement was hypothetical. I get it. Let's just not talk about you-know-who anymore, okay? I wanted to thank you for everything. You've done so much for me, including the things that you can admit and the things that you can't. Here I was hoping to finally be able to stand on my own 2 feet, but I ended up dragging you guys into my affairs anyway. I'm sorry. You have absolutely nothing to be apologizing for. There is nothing that we wouldn't do to help out a fellow family member. And honestly, we should have been taking a more active role in watching out for you. If we had, then perhaps you might have never started thinking that you needed to get married as soon as possible. So consider this the first part of us taking responsibility. The first part? You mean there's another part? You bet! Dad was going to talk to you about this himself, but I insisted I wanted to be the one to tell you. Mom and Dad want to legally adopt you as their daughter. If you're okay with it, that is. Really? They do that for me? I don't know. I hope they don't feel compelled to do that just because of what happened with you-know-who. No, they've been wanting to do this for some time. They have, but they've never said anything about it. Yeah, well, it turns out that you weren't the only one holding back out of fear of being a burden. They were afraid that if they offered, they would end up offending you. Oh, there's no way I would get offended. So this means I'll be their real daughter and your real sister? How many times do I have to tell you, Haley? You always were. After his prison time and other legal troubles, Kellen was shackled with a truckload of debt. This is ordinarily where a person would turn to their friends or family for support. But Kellen's awful personality had alienated everyone who was ever close to him years ago. So, unable to get a job in his old industry, Kellen was forced to accept whatever job that he could. For him, that meant working part-time at a convenience store. I've heard through the grapevine that he's currently dealing with his boss scolding him every day for looking so gloomy on the job. It seems as though his sour mood is driving customers away. As for me, my parents legally adopted me, so I am now officially part of their family. Thanks to Stella, though, now I understand that they always did consider me to be one of them. Apparently, my adoptive mother had a late-term miscarriage after Stella, and the complications left her unable to get pregnant again. That baby would have been their second daughter, had she lived. So they sort of saw supporting me as a chance to save the daughter that they weren't able to have. And now I have the chance to honor them in the place of the parents who I lost years ago. We're heading off on a family vacation soon with all four of us. I'm really looking forward to making lots of memories with my new family. Okay, Steve, I've done a lot of thinking about this, and I am just as sure as I was before that I'm in the right. So, yeah, I'm still mad.
What the? Why are you texting me that you're angry all of a sudden?
This isn't sudden, and you know it. I'm talking about what happened today when we went to your parents' house for dinner.
Yeah, sorry, nothing's ringing a bell. What was there for you to get mad about? My mom's cooking was just as good as always, wasn't it? Way better than yours at any rate.
This isn't some kind of cooking contest, and you're no Chef Ramsay. But if Chef Ramsay did happen to be in the dining room this evening, I think he'd have something particularly vulgar to say about the fact that your mom served my food on the floor. And it wasn't even some kind of floor night either. Everyone else got their plates on the table.
Oh, that... I remember now. That was just my mom being her usual jokester self. She's saying that the food you cook is only fit for dogs, so you should eat on the floor. Get it?
No, I don't get it. That's not even a joke. It's just a strained jab at me. It doesn't even make sense either. Why would she joke about my food by putting the food she cooked on the floor? Even if she had somehow managed to pull off a joke along that line, the fact still remains that it is not okay to joke about things like that. I've been thinking this for a long time, and it's time we had this talk. Your mom hates me. She goes out of her way to be cruel to me at every opportunity. Why does she treat me like this, Steve?
Hey, don't you dare talk about my mom like that. She's not some stereotypical overbearing mother-in-law. One more word like that, and so help me God, I'll divorce you, Tammy.
What? Steve, why aren't you taking my side? Anyone could see that your mother's behavior is completely out of line. You're lucky your dad wasn't there. I don't think he'd like your mother's joke very much.
Yeah. Dad can be such a buzzkill. He just doesn't get Mom's subtle humor.
What precisely is subtle about placing my plate on the floor and telling me to eat like a dog?
Well, maybe if you would try having some self-awareness for a change, Mom wouldn't have to be so heavy-handed with her humor.
Self-awareness? What could you possibly be referring to?
Seriously? You don't know? We have a very good reason to be upset at you. You've been nothing but a housewife ever since we got married. You've had all these years to get better at doing stuff like cooking, cleaning, that sort of thing, but you're still an absolutely abysmal cook. I can't think of a single dish you've made for me that was satisfying.
I'm doing my best.
If that's actually your best, then yikes. I'm never unsatisfied with my mom's cooking. Seriously, you only have 2 responsibilities in your life. Keep my house clean and keep my stomach happy. But you are failing miserably at both of those. I give my all for you every single day at the office. Don't you appreciate what I do for you at all? All the nights I come home close to midnight, exhausted and hungry, does that mean nothing to you?
Of course it means something to me. I really, really appreciate how hard you work to support our family. But Steve, right now we're talking about your mother's mean-spirited behavior toward me, and you're not taking it seriously.
Mean-spirited? Hardly. Mom was giving you a super exclusive seat. The best seat in the house, actually. No one else gets to eat their food on the floor. I was jealous watching you wipe the dust off of your silverware. Oh, but the best part was when Mom stood up from her seat and knocked your cup of wine all over your plate. I laughed so hard I thought I was gonna puke.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't think I'll ever be able to get the image of you laughing at her cruelty out of my mind.
For God's sake, Tammy, would you get over yourself? I laughed because it was funny. It's not my fault that you don't have a sense of humor.
I am done with this conversation. Nothing I say is going to get through to you.
Yeah, that's because I'm right. Anyway, the easiest solution to your supposed problem is to just become a better cook. You need to learn to make food that's so good, it'll make me want to leave work early just to eat it while it's fresh out of the oven. That, and you need to do a better job of keeping the house clean. You aren't anywhere close to meeting my cleanliness standards.
I'll get right on that, Your Majesty.
Good evening, Tammy, my dear. I heard you came by the house today. I'm terribly sorry I missed you. I had some work to finish up at the office.
Oh, that's all right, Dad. It's work. You can't help that. We'll come and see you another time.
I'll hold you to that promise. You know there's nothing I love more than a nice evening chatting with my darling daughter-in-law. So how was dinner?
It was delicious, as usual. Your wife is quite the cook.
Well, yes, she is, but that's not what I was talking about. Was everything all right?
What do you mean?
I'm talking about my wife and son.
Oh, yeah, them. Don't worry about it. Nothing too out of the ordinary happened.
If you say so. You know, I don't think I'm telling you thank you enough for all you do for us.
Oh, you don't need to thank me. All I want is for you, your wife, and Steve to be healthy and happy for as long as possible.
Speaking of my son, has he been showing you his appreciation lately?
Yeah, I suppose, in his own way.
That's a no. I knew I shouldn't have let him off so easily the last time I caught him criticizing you. I'll be sure to give him a stern talking to the next time I get the chance. I mean, you're the one who does all the cleaning, the laundry, and the dishwashing at our house. My wife is a hell of a cook, I'll give her that, but she hates doing chores. And you, Tammy,
You're a real lifesaver, you know that.
Lifesaver is a bit of an exaggeration, I'd say. All I'm doing is helping out where I can show you how much I appreciate you accepting a woman like me into your family. I'm not always pleased with the way your wife treats me, I hate to say, but I've always been able to count on you. You've even stood up to the two of them for me. It's thanks to your presence in this family that I'm able to stay sane.
Nonsense. You're a stronger girl than you give yourself credit for. And let me tell you, you marrying my son was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Wow, do you really mean that?
Definitely. If not for you, our house would be appearing on the next episode of Hoarders. Until you came around, you know who was stuck doing all the cleaning around here? Me. But it was getting to be far too much for me. I couldn't keep going on like that for much longer. Just about every night I would get home from work at around 7 in the evening just to have a massive pile of dishes waiting for me to wash.
Well, I'm glad that at least one person in your family appreciates me.
Tammy, there's something off about you tonight. Something happened when you were at the house earlier, am I right?
It wasn't that big of a deal. Your wife sort of played a prank on me, I guess.
She did?
Yeah, and Steve thought it was the funniest thing he'd ever seen. He even defended her when I tried to call her out.
I knew it. I want to know exactly what happened today, Tammy. Tell me the whole story.
All right, I'll start from the beginning.
I want lasagna for dinner tonight. Mom made an absolutely insane lasagna at her house yesterday. It reminded me that lasagna can actually taste good. Your lasagna tastes like cardboard with water sauce. So you can make me a proper lasagna tonight to apologize for your behavior yesterday.
Wait just 1 second. I already made dinner for tonight, and it's already 5. Do you have any idea how long it takes to make lasagna? There's no way I'll be able to make one from scratch. I'll have to run out to the store and get a pre-made frozen one.
Okay, then I don't see what your problem is. Throw away whatever slop you already made, run out to the store and buy me some lasagna. Honestly, I bet any pre-made frozen food would taste better than anything you make.
Don't you talk to me that way, Steve. I work hard every day to make good food for you.
If you think the food you serve to me is good, then I think your taste buds must be made of rubber. Seriously, what is your problem? I literally only married you because I thought you would make a good housewife.
What?
So if this is really the best that you can do, then holy smoke, I have made a huge mistake.
Steve, what are you saying? Or are you being serious right now, or is this another one of your jokes?
If I was joking, I'd be laughing. I'm just pissed off right now. If I didn't think that you would be a good housewife, I never would have married you. You probably never appreciated this, but I was a pretty popular guy in my heyday. Didn't you ever think about how odd it was that an extremely eligible bachelor like me would settle for marrying you? It was only because I thought you had the potential to be a good homemaker. But now that we're married, what do I find? That you can't even fulfill the only task I ever expected you to. I feel like I'm the victim of some kind of elaborate con job.
I am not just doing all the cooking and cleaning for our house. I'm doing all the cooking for your parents as well. And you're really going to stand there and tell me that I'm a lousy homemaker?
Wow, so you're incompetent and stupid? You're my freaking wife, Tammy. It's your job to do everything that I say and everything that my parents say. That's in the job description. But we can talk about your awful cleaning another time. Let's focus on what a lousy cook you are now. My mom could make something 100 times better than your best dish with just salt and pepper for seasoning.
Just salt and pepper? Do you have any idea how much seasoning your mom puts into her dishes? She basically just dumps a full jar of salt into everything she makes. And everything in her repertoire is upwards of 1,500 calories per serving. Not to mention I don't think she knows the first thing about making a nutritionally balanced meal.
I've told you before, Tammy, do not insult my mom's cooking. And I mean nutritional balance? What good is a nutritionally balanced meal if it tastes like crap? The entire point of food is that it tastes good. That's like the most important thing about cooking. God, what was I thinking marrying you? You're lucky that my mom and I have put up with you for as long as we have. But I'm not going to be as lenient on you from now on. Starting tomorrow, you are going to clean both our house and my parents' house from top to bottom every single day. And when you're done with that, you're going to have my mom give you cooking lessons.
You want me to do that every day? Steve, they live almost an hour away by car.
Yeah, and? What else are you going to do during the day? Nothing? Yeah, that's what I thought. I've never met someone who was so useless and yet so entitled as you.
I will not allow you to talk to me like that, Steve. I am your wife, and I demand that you treat me as such.
You are my wife, and so I, your husband, demand that you do exactly as I say. And if you don't like it, then I demand that you eat your food off the floor like the dog you are. You don't deserve to eat at the table that I bought with my hard-earned money.
So this is how you really feel about me, huh, Steve?
Yeah? And what of it? You got something to say?
Yeah, I got a few things in mind, but I'll keep it short for now. I will not put up with your treatment of me any longer. Come tomorrow, you will regret this.
For the love of God, Tammy, will you just knock off the sanctimony? You think you have the right to act all incensed at me over something like this? Well, think again.
I've thought more than enough about what I'm going to do next, and my mind is made up.
You've been pretty quiet ever since you made your big "you'll regret this" speech last night. I guess I'll take that to mean you've wisened up and realized that you're in no position to do anything to me. Now, make sure you have dinner ready and on the table by the time I get home. That frozen lasagna you heated up yesterday was the best thing you've made for me in ages. But if all you're gonna do is buy stuff from the store, then I don't have any reason to keep you around, now do I? So, your assignment for today is to make me a decent meal from scratch. And if I'm not completely satisfied, I'll throw it out in the trash. And after that, I'll throw you out onto the curb.
Do you have any requests?
You're joking, right? We've been married this long and you still don't know what food I like? I shouldn't have to make a request. You should simply know what I want to eat. I once had a subordinate just like you. She was completely useless. The only way she knew what she needed to do was if someone gave her a bullet point list every day. I fired her as soon as I could.
Yeah, well, I'm not your employee, and I'm also not a mind reader. Why don't you just come right out and tell me what you want?
Because your job as my wife is to be able to make the right food for me without needing to ask me. And for the record, you are my employee. I'm paying you with food, shelter, and being married to the best man and woman like you could ever hope for. So hurry up and do your job, or I'll fire you just like I fired my useless subordinate.
Understood. Hey there, Steve. What's the matter all of a sudden, honey? Your food is ready.
Shut up. I'm not talking to you. And I am not leaving my office.
But I don't understand. What's the matter? I made spaghetti for you. You like spaghetti, don't you?
Are you mocking me? You're mocking me, aren't you?
Me? Mock you? Why, darling, perish the thought.
Oh, so you're not mocking me, huh? Then would you mind telling me why you put my food on the floor? You didn't even put it on a plate. What's the matter with you?
But Steve, don't you remember what you said to me when we had dinner with your mom a few nights ago? She served my food on the floor that day, just like I did for you tonight. I distinctly remember you telling me that it was a special seat, the best seat in the house, in fact.
Yeah, the best seat for you. I'm not some sort of servant. I'm too good to eat on the floor. But you are a different story entirely. Eating off the floor is more than what a lousy housemaker like you deserves.
My goodness, Steve, you stepped up your insensitive language to a whole new level. I tried my hardest to give you a meal that would satisfy you tonight.
Yeah, well, trying isn't good enough. I worked at the office all day today to bring home the bacon. I'm tired of dealing with my overbearing bosses and incompetent underlings. And this is how you treat me? I was right. You're not grateful to me at all.
You want to talk about gratitude, Steve? Well, okay then, let's have a little talk about gratitude. Ever since we've been married, no matter what I have done for you, you have done nothing but complain. This food isn't good enough. The floor isn't clean enough. You folded my shirts the wrong way. Have you ever complimented me for a job well done? Not as far as I can remember. I am not some servant that you can use as you wish. I am a human being, and I have the right to be treated with respect. You can't just say whatever you want to me. I have had to deal with your constant abuse and scorn every day. Do you have any idea how much that hurts?
Oh, come on, you're overreacting. Abuse, scorn. All I've ever done is encourage you to work harder. Don't you want to be able to live up to my expectations? How will you ever do that if I don't make it clear what my expectations are? If a maid forgets to dust the furniture, don't you think their boss would tell them about that?
I am not your maid, Steve. I do what I do because I love you. I wanted to support you for working so hard to provide for me. And if you're not happy with the way I do that, then why don't you go ahead and hire a real maid to boss around?
Don't take everything so literally. It was just a metaphor, for crying out loud.
Anyway, that spaghetti on the kitchen floor is your dinner. If you don't want it, then I'll throw it away. Or you could always stop being a sniveling little coward, come out of your office and face me like a man.
Hey, you can't talk to me like that.
Oh, can't I? What are you going to do about it, huh? Go crying to your mommy like always? Go right ahead, be my guest. She already hates me as much as anyone ever could. Nothing you tell her is going to have much of an impact on me.
Oh, yeah? Then I guess I'll go ahead and tell my dad.
You're gonna tell your dad?
That's right. I have no idea why, but my dad's always had a sweet spot for you. He only ever takes your side when Mom and I simply point out yet another one of your failures. But if my dad knew the way you were talking to me now, I don't think he'll be so fond of you anymore. I'm gonna turn him against you, and then you'll have no one left to defend you in this family. So if you're gonna apologize, you had better do it pretty damn quickly.
There's no possible way I'm going to apologize to you.
Is that so?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done anything to apologize for. And it's ironic, but I think I actually know your dad a lot better than you do. I highly doubt he's going to take your side.
You can't possibly think that. I'm his son, his firstborn. You're just a daughter-in-law. He's gonna believe me for sure.
If you really think so, then go ahead and talk to him. Anyway, I suggest you hurry up and eat your spaghetti soon. It's gonna get cold.
Shut up about the frickin' spaghetti! Go ahead and throw it away. I'll just order something delivered to the house. Now, if I were you, I'd be very concerned for my future right about now. I might even start packing my bags. Dad, you gotta listen to me. It's Tammy. She's gone totally insane.
What seems to be the problem, son? If this is about marital problems, I don't know if it's my place to come between you and your wife. Are you sure you want to involve me?
Just listen, okay? Do you know what that woman did with my dinner tonight? She put it on the floor. She's treating me like some kind of animal, Dad. Isn't that awful? I don't know what to do with her anymore, Dad. She won't listen to a word I say. Do you think you could talk to her for me? I don't think Tammy is the kind of girl who'd do a thing like that. Without a very good reason, that is. You only say that because you don't know how she is at home. She's always saying terrible, horrible things about me and Mom. Sure, when you're around, she always acts like a sweet and innocent little princess, but that's all an act. So, you're upset that she served you dinner on the floor, are you? I'd say what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Huh? What do you mean? I mean, isn't that exactly what you and your mother did to her? But, wait. I'm not waiting. I asked you a question, and I expect an answer. Your mother did the exact same thing to her the other day, didn't she? Dad, why do you know about that? Do you even need to ask? Tammy told me everything. She did? But Dad, she's lying. She's just trying to turn you against me. Is that a fact? Then you'll have to explain why your mother admitted the whole thing. What? She did? Why? Because I told her I'd divorce her if she didn't tell me the truth. I had never been more disappointed in her in our entire married life. And the same goes for you. Dad, please, wait. The thing with putting her food on the floor, that was all Mom's idea. And did you put a stop to it? No, you laughed right along with her and even defended her. That makes you an accomplice. Okay, maybe Mom went a little too far. But this is all because Tammy is a bad cook. Are you saying this is some kind of punishment? Well, I mean, yeah. Kinda. You really are a foolish boy, Steve. You've had issues with high blood pressure since you were younger, right? Back when you lived at home, your high blood pressure always caused terrible migraines. Tell me, how's your condition been these days? I guess I've been doing pretty well, now that you mention it. And do you know what? It's because Tammy has been making you low-sodium meals to help with your high blood pressure. Wait, really? What's that mean? Sodium means salt, you ignoramus. Your mother's food is always chock full of salt. I can be honest and admit that her food is pretty doggone good, but if you ask me if it's healthy, not so much. Tammy is concerned about your health and mine, unlike your mother. I never knew. No, I don't believe you did, but it's the truth. And to think you've been insulting her for her cooking. I don't ever want to hear you saying one negative thing about that girl ever again. She is the best woman a man like you could ever hope to marry. So you've really been making me food that's good for my health?
You really didn't notice? I heard from your dad that you had high blood pressure since you were a kid. So before we got married, I studied up on what kinds of food are good for lowering blood pressure. It was really hard to find a good variety of low-sodium food, and I knew that none of the options would be able to give you that full flavor that you're used to from your mom's cooking. But I still wanted to at least try to satisfy you. And then you told me that store-bought food was better than mine.
Hey, that's not what I really meant. I just thought, hey, sometimes store-bought food ain't bad. Do you get me?
Steve, don't even bother trying to come up with an excuse for yourself. You're free now. From now on, you can eat whatever you want, whenever you want.
Come on, Tammy, don't talk like that. I get it now. You're being incredibly thoughtful of my health and your cooking. The spaghetti you made was low sodium or whatever, too, right? I'll come out to the kitchen now. Let's have dinner together, okay?
together with you? Not a chance.
Please, Tammy, don't get mad at me. You want me to eat off the floor? I'll do it. Will that make you happy?
Nothing you do will ever make me happy again. When you let it slip that you see me as nothing but a maid, that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Then, what am I supposed to do? You want me to apologize or something?
I already told you, don't waste your time. I took your advice from earlier and packed my bags. I'm leaving, and I am never coming back.
What? No way! You can't be serious!
I'm dead serious, Steve. I want a divorce. And to that point, I left the business card for my lawyer on the table. Call him at your earliest convenience. He'll tell you what you need to do next.
This can't be happening. You're out of your mind. You can't divorce me over a minor little squabble like this.
It might be minor to you, but for me, it's completely unforgivable.
Tabby, please wait. Let's talk about this. I mean, what are you going to do from now on? You don't have a job. How will you support yourself?
Don't worry about me. Thanks to you, I've become something of a professional at cooking low-sodium food. I started a social media account dedicated to low-sodium cooking, and it's grown pretty popular. Popular enough to make good money from it. So my finances are secure without you. Thank you very much.
No way. So you're really divorcing me?
Yes, and my mind is made up. Nothing you say can move me now.
Well, then, fine. Be that way. I don't need you. You want a divorce? Great. It's gonna be great without you around here.
Really? I'm happy for you.
Plus, that means I'm gonna be single again. Sweet! And since I only have to support myself, that means I can spend more money on me.
I don't think you're going to have much left when I'm through with you.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I'm going to wipe you out in the divorce.
But why, though? Like, what did I ever do to you? You're the one that wants to get divorced.
Yes, but that's your fault.
What? How is it my fault that you're walking out on me?
Lily is a lovely girl, isn't she? And young, too. Younger than me, anyway. How long has she worked underneath you? 6 months? Oh, and she's been your subordinate at your company for even longer.
Uh-oh.
And you've even taken her to meet your mother, haven't you? My understanding is that you've been telling her that you'll marry her someday? Is that the reason your mom's abuse has stepped up the last few months? Is she eager to get me out of the way to get the new model of daughter-in-law she wants?
How, Tammy? How did you know?
Do you think I'm a complete moron? I've known for a long time. The reason I haven't left you yet is because I had faith you'd come back to me. A faith that I've now lost. I'll see you and Lily in court. Oh, and I'll also be reporting this indiscretion to your company.
Please, don't. I'll break up with her. I'll never see her again. So please forgive me. I don't know what I'll do without you.
Go cry to your mom for pity like usual? Nothing you say is going to save you from what's coming. You didn't like my cooking? Well, I hope you're ready for your just desserts.
Well, are you all moved out yet?
Yep, I'm at my parents' house right now. I think I'll live with them until I find a new place.
Glad to hear you're safe, Tammy. I'm really sorry about everything that you had to go through.
No, don't apologize. You didn't do anything wrong. Everything that happened is the fault of your wife and son. Speaking of which, do you mind if I ask you what you're planning to do now?
I'm moving out of my house as well. I can't stand to be around her right now. I'll decide on my long-term plans once I've had some time to think.
I see. Hey, I'm divorcing Steve, but is it okay if I still call you Dad?
Tammy, there would be no greater honor for me than to go to the grave having you call me Dad.
Awesome. I've called you Dad for so long, I think it would be weird to start calling you Dawn all of a sudden. Okay, so tell me when you know your new address, okay? I'll come over and cook for you sometime.
Wonderful. I didn't have much luck with my son, but I'm glad to have a daughter like you, Tammy.
We're divorced a short time later. Just like I promised, I took him to the cleaners in the divorce proceedings. I also sued Lily because apparently she had taken some of my underwear and cosmetics. It was only a couple $1,000 worth of stuff, but I just couldn't take that lying down. I also told their company about their sordid affairs. Steve was demoted for having an inappropriate relationship with a direct subordinate. It's safe to say his path to advancement has been made much more difficult. Lily wasn't punished, but she was so humiliated that she quit voluntarily. Steve, however, is stuck in his job no matter how much he wants to quit. If he loses this job, he'll have no way to make his sizable alimony payments to me. He's living alone now, and since he can't cook to save his life, he has no choice but to buy pre-made stuff from the store. You know what that means: high-calorie foods with low nutritional content and high sodium. That, combined with the stress of his work environment, brought back his high blood pressure and, as a result, his headaches. He's going to the hospital a few times a month now because of an excruciating migraine. As for me, I'm currently living in a new house and getting my new life started. I'm on good terms with Don, or as I call him, Dad. His birthday's coming up and we're going to have a little party, just the two of us. I love cooking for him. He's always so grateful to me for what I do. Now that I don't have to cook for Steve anymore, I can focus on learning to cook things that he likes now.
Hey, Trisha. I wanted to discuss something with you. Do you have some time to talk? Please reply to me as soon as possible.
Huh? I'm sorry, but who is this? How did you get this number? I don't have this number in my contacts.
Well, nice to finally meet you, I guess. Even though it's over messaging. It's Ross. I'm Grant's father. I'm sorry for startling you or anything. I got your number from him. I just asked for your contact information from Grant so that I could have a little discussion with you. I just wanted to talk to you myself, then go through my son.
Oh, okay. Is that so? So what is it that you wanted to talk about, Ross? Is everything okay? If something bad has happened, isn't it better to call me?
I just wanted to confirm something with you. I heard from Grant earlier that you're from a single-parent household. Is this actually true?
Yes, it is. It's just been me and my mom since I was 7 years old. So your answer is yes, I was raised by a single mother.
Are you kidding with me here? You can't be seriously from a single-parent household. Are you actually telling the truth?
Yes, I just told you that you're right. I'm sorry, what's me being raised by just my mom got to do with anything?
Oh God, is that so? Wow, I can't believe this. She must be a very difficult woman to be with if your dad left her so long ago. If you were raised by only her, I don't see much of a future for you. Things don't look so good for you either, Trisha. Such a shame.
Huh? What on earth are you talking about, Ross? My mother left my father because she wanted to protect me. Please don't say such things to me when you don't understand anything about my life or situation. It's just a weird thing to mention.
I was just stating that it's not a great way to grow up. Oh well, whatever, Trisha. I've heard that you're coming over tomorrow to see us. Even if you're 1 minute later to this meetup, I won't forgive you for the way you've been talking and hiding your past.
Huh? I don't quite understand, but okay. I'll be there tomorrow, on time. I wouldn't dare be late to the meetup.
Do you have any idea of your position in society? You're literally the lowest of the low. How did I not know this about you? This is unbelievable.
How dare you speak to me in such an abusive way? As an adult, you should know better than to say terrible things to people that you hardly know. No one in this day and age would flip the tables on someone else to say something so horrible. We just met, Ross.
Well, you win some, you lose some. Whatever you've done up until this point in your life is your fault. Don't even think about playing the victim.
What on earth was all that about? How dare you talk to me like this? I was a kid, and it wasn't my fault. How can you say that to someone who's a victim of abuse? I got burnt on my face and neck from the tea that was splashed on me, all right? It got into my eyes. I could have lost my sight, okay? How dare you do this to me?
Did you even know what happened, or is that what someone told you to say to get me in trouble? You're not blind now, so it's not a problem. Stop over-exaggerating. Do you really think I'm going to let my son get married to a pathetic little woman who's from a single-parent household? There's no way I'll let that happen. Why don't you run off and cry to your miserable mother, you ugly piece of trash? You're not good enough for my son.
In other words, you're annoyed at the fact that I've come from a single-parent household? Are you kidding me? I didn't wish that upon me.
Why should I listen to someone that I know is obviously bad for society? Of course I'm not. I'm an elite bank manager, and I'm not going to let you tarnish my reputation. Grant's also a banker, and you being with him is going to make people gossip like crazy once they know about your single mother. What kind of person are you? Don't you think that you're a societal outcast? I really think you are. It's very off-putting, to be honest.
You know, I think that you're being a little prejudiced right now. What makes bank employees so great, Ross? What makes you so high and mighty? Instead of just bad-mouthing me, why don't you just come out with me? If you have a complaint, then say it. Stop beating around the bush.
Even if I were to tell you, you're sitting at the bottom of society. I think you're actually not intelligent enough to understand what I'm saying. Just saying that you're an outcast in society is the quickest way to explain what I want to say to you.
Ugh, if you're not going to explain yourself, this is not even worth talking about. Have you even thought about your son's intentions at all? You do know that he was the one who proposed to me, right? Don't you have any respect for the decisions he wants to make in life?
Of course, I know about my own son. I'm his father, for goodness sake. But what his father says is absolute, and he doesn't disobey me. As his father, I'm going to be correcting all the mistakes he's made when it comes to you. It's in my blood to do that for my son.
That's such a selfish thing to do, considering your son is a grown man, and he can make his own choices. You can't just control your son for the rest of his life. I get that this is rather out of the blue, but I thought I'd ask anyway. Do you have any intention of apologizing to me for what you said?
There's no way I'm going to apologize to you for this. I've got nothing to be sorry for, you stupid little girl.
I really can't believe that this is really happening to me. I really don't get what's going on at the moment. What happened wasn't necessary at all. Is everything okay with the burn? Oh, I can't believe this happened to you. It would not be great if this burn left you with scars. I don't want that for you. Well, I immediately went and put cool water all over the burn so that it didn't get any worse. I went straight to the hospital after that, so I think it'll be fine. But the doctor did say that my head and my neck might be red for a few days, and then it should go back to how it was before. Well, if the doctor said that, that's great to hear. I would hate for you to put up with scars and uneven skin for the rest of your life, all because of what was done on purpose. I had heard that he works at a reliable bank, but him, a branch manager, doing this to my own daughter? I'm shocked at his behavior. He's a grown man. I think you really need to consider your relationship with him and his family, especially for your future. You shouldn't have to put up with this abusive behavior. Yeah, it's something that I have to do a lot of thinking about for sure. I really can't believe this crap. I'm so disappointed in how he's treating me. It was really hot tea, and it just put all these really bad memories back into my head. I felt like I was reliving what happened to me as a child all over again. Yes, I'm sure you had very similar feelings, and it must have been so hard for you. I'm really sorry that I didn't protect you well during the time your father was around. I was prioritizing work because I was the only one working for our family, and your father was just so stubborn. I hardly saw what he was doing to you, and that's my fault. If I had been with you this time, I might have been able to protect you better. Oh, I feel so bad, Trisha. I'm your mother, and I should be doing more for you. No, please don't say that, Mom. I don't want you to blame yourself in all this, Mom. This is not in any way your fault. I was the one who said that you didn't need to come over to their house in the first place. I thought that I could do the meetup by myself. Also, what happened with my father was over 20 years ago. It was hard, but I'm stronger for what happened. I just didn't think that Ross would do something like that to me. I'm just taking this so badly because I felt like I had no choice but to put work before you so that we could survive. I didn't want you to be lonely all the time. I've said this many times, Mom. I know that you had no choice, and I've understood that for a long time. It's fine to talk about it, but don't blame yourself. It's not your fault. I know that you've been devoted to me, and I know that you had to work hard. But you're also passionate about the work you do. I feel like you worry too much still. It's not good for you. Oh, okay. Well, I suppose you have a point, my dear. I hope that I can get over these feelings in the near future. I really appreciate you saying these kind words to me, Trisha. Oh, by the way, what will you do about Grant when you go over there next time? I think it would be best to tell him how you're feeling about his family. I really don't know what to do with Grant anymore. To be honest, I don't think our relationship is going to work if his father is going to continue being abusive towards me. When I got burned by the tea, he just awkwardly smiled and did nothing to help me out. I couldn't believe it. That's not what someone in a relationship should do. Whatever the reason, I think similar things will happen again in the future if I don't say or do something to help myself. I feel that's a natural decision to make, especially since you got hurt. Their behavior is just disgusting. In that case, you should talk to him about your marriage. If Ross is going to be a rotten father and say crap and do abusive things, he needs to be taught a lesson. Don't worry, this old lady will go and have a word with this so-called elite banker. Really? Are you sure you're okay in taking charge of this, Mom? He can be a very unpredictable man. I just don't want you getting hurt or anything. Oh, it's okay, my dear. I can handle it. I've had to deal with a lot of horrible men in my life. He doesn't scare me one bit. People like him will get carried away with their behavior, and then once they get to a point, he'll explode in rage and then lose the battle. I'll take care of it. Okay, Mom, that would be a big help to me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your help and support in this. I hope that this won't be too much for you to handle. Why, hello there, Ross. We really need to have a discussion. I wanted to talk about my mother wanting to meet up with you to talk about what happened the other day. Do you have time right now to discuss these things with me and my mother? It's of great importance that you do. We're not going to take this sort of behavior from you.
Why are you even asking me for this? Haven't you learned your lesson from the other day yet, Trisha? There's absolutely no point talking to your mother about this, since she'll not understand a word I'm saying. She's at the bottom of society. I don't want to be around her. She's more than likely an inexperienced woman who has no idea how to hold a decent conversation. There's just no point talking about what happened.
You think she's inexperienced? What's that supposed to mean, Ross? She's a human being who knows how to talk and interact with different people. Well, you can rest assured that I've decided to part ways with Grant, since that's what you wanted, right?
Oh my god, really? Is this actually happening right now? Wow. Someone pinch me. Has Grant finally come to his senses about you? If that's really the case, then there's definitely no point in having a conversation with either you or your good-for-nothing mother. It's time for you to get lost, Trisha.
I can't believe how immature you're being right now, and you're a full-grown man. I guess I'll just block you all then. No matter what happens from now on, you won't be able to follow me on any of my platforms. I don't think I'll have any regrets making this decision.
Wow, you're so defeated that you don't even know what to say anymore. That's such a shame that I made you go silent. Oh well, you're going to be the least of my problems now. It's going to be great not having to put up with you anymore. I'll be able to get a better wife for my son. Someone who is upper class. You're such a typical woman who says a lot at the start and then ends with nothing but silence. Get lost, you piece of garbage. You mean nothing to society.
Hello, I hope this is Ross's cell phone number because we need to talk. It's very urgent and it concerns my daughter. Oh, sorry, this is Freya. I'm Trisha's mother and I really need to speak with you, so if you could please reply, that would be great.
Excuse me? What's with you messaging me all of a sudden? What do you want? How could you get my number and be so rude and impatient with me? Who gave you my contact information in the first place? I don't just hand out my phone number to everyone and anyone.
Don't you think that it's obvious that I got your number from my own daughter, since you were the one that messaged her and said horrible things? Please, just think of me as doing the same thing as what you did by getting my daughter's number from your son.
Excuse me? How dare you talk to me in such a cocky way? I'll not put up with this type of crap from someone like you. How can you be so bossy?
You do realize that this isn't like the old days anymore. There should be no superiority or inferiority when it comes to talking to the opposite sex, okay? Anyways, what I wanted to say is that I wanted to talk to you about the meetup you had with my daughter the other day. Can we talk for a little bit?
Let me guess, you've gotten my number from her after she ran crying to you about what happened. Are you kidding me? And now you're here to complain about me? That child of yours can't keep her big mouth shut because she wants her little old mommy to protect her. Am I right, you old hag?
Well, she did say to me that it was going to be a challenge talking to you because of the way you speak to others. You know, I don't really mind if you think that about me. I heard that you spoke to my daughter in a rude and inconsiderate way when she's actually an adult and deserves some respect. You even went so far as to accidentally spill hot boiling tea on her. Who does that to someone, huh? I just want to know what made you treat her like this. Did she say or do anything to you to offend you? I really don't think she did anything, and you're just being horrible.
It's just a natural result of things that happen to people who are at the bottom of society. She just has bad luck. If you really want to know why, I'll tell you my side of the story. It's because she's a woman from a low educational background and she grew up in a single-parent household. She was trying to win over my elite son. Since when is the scum of society allowed to do that to us upper-class people, We're a family of bankers, for goodness sake. We don't want to mix with the likes of her. We're very different from the low-life scum such as you, Freya, or whatever your name is.
Ugh. So you basically think everyone else is below you, is that it? What makes bankers so high and mighty? Since when were you all the kings of society? Do you really think that you're better than us, the people who work hard every day and sacrifice things for others and care about people's lives?
Of course we are. Naturally, we have more of a right to say and do what we want than lowlifes like you. We hold everyone's money hostage, basically. We have a lot of control of what happens to people's money, so that means we've got a lot of power. But of course, you don't like that, do you? Without banks, the economy can't survive in this day and age. Don't you see what a great deal of good we do?
That means the bank employees are the best workers.
I am honestly stunned by what you just said. I think that you're absolutely delusional. Have you lost your mind or something? There are countless jobs in the world that we would all be in trouble without. It's not always about money and how it's stored. There's absolutely more to this world than money, but you're too blind and arrogant to see that. How can you be so rude and arrogant towards people? I've got a good idea now on what kind of person you are, Ross. There doesn't seem to be any point in talking about this any further.
If you're giving up on talking to me, don't even think about sending me any messages after this, or for the rest of your natural-born life. You're wasting your time and energy with me. I'll always be at the top with my family, and you'll always be at the bottom of society with your scumbag of a daughter.
Well, I don't mind being where I am right now in society, but I think it might bother you a lot, Ross. I think it's now about time for you to receive a phone call from the president of your company. I think they need to know what you're really like as a person.
Wait, what did you just say? What do you mean I'm getting a phone call? Are you threatening me? I don't understand what you're saying, you old hag. Oh my god, this can't be happening right now. Just hold on a minute. What's going on?
Oh, it's you. Look, I'm kind of busy at the moment. I'm just trying to look up on the internet how I can block you from ever talking to me.
Please, wait a moment. Okay, we really need to talk about what's going on here because I need some sort of explanation. I need to understand this.
Oh, is your call with the president of your company over already? Well, I can only guess what you were talking about.
No way this is happening right now. This can't simply be true. This must be some kind of joke or something. Are you both pranking me? The president of my company called and I don't understand how you got to be such a high-up person.
I don't know what's not sinking in for you, Ross. My name is Freya Lloyd. I thought I told you my full name. I guess I couldn't have.
So, I don't get what's going on. You need to be more specific. What do you mean that you're going to cancel and move the bank account you have?
Yesterday evening, I was told all about the ongoing situation you're putting my daughter through. She's had enough of your actions. Sorry, not sorry, but I've got no intentions of continuing to work with a bank that has people hurting my daughter. I'll not stand for this abuse or anything else. I've moved all the money I had to another bank. It's already been deposited into a different account. Luckily, the move was pretty simple.
But that's not great. You didn't need to take it that far. I've hardly did anything. I still don't get how you got the president to call me. This doesn't make sense at all.
I'm sure that you know that I had almost $1.5 million in that account, right? It's always a thrill watching it all move over to another bank. You know, I've dealt with a lot through this bank, such as taking out loans and being indebted to them, but it all ends today because of you.
Please don't do anything so rash like this. We're a good banking firm, and we're really happy that you trusted us to handle your money. Just please wait.
Why should I have to wait for? Why should I listen to you after all of the things you've done to my daughter? Don't you think I've had enough of that crap?
But that's just not fair if you don't listen to me. Look, this was all a misunderstanding. There's no way that I hurt your daughter. You can't believe everything she's saying. I remember now. Your daughter got those burns all on her own because she was taken by surprise and hot tea got on her face. And yet, of all of the things that could happen right now, I'm the one being blamed for everything. It's not true.
Excuse me? Are you telling me that my daughter is the one lying? Are you insane? She knows better than to lie to her mother. There's no way that she did that.
Yeah, well, I guess you have to say that since you're her mother and all. Okay, look, it was true that I might have bumped into the table, but it wasn't on purpose. If I didn't do it on purpose, then your daughter purposely covered herself with the hot tea and started making a fuss.
Well, to me, that's a very strange excuse. I really don't think that someone can just throw hot tea on themselves on purpose.
But that's exactly what happened. I'm telling the truth. Please believe me. I've got no excuse to lie.
I can't believe you'd think so low to accuse my daughter of hurting herself. I guess you've got no intention of apologizing for what you've done.
Okay, fine. It's true that I've had some thought about what I've done. Maybe I made your daughter feel a little bit uncomfortable at some point. I guess I've got a little bit of room in my head to consider how I've been treating her, but she's over-exaggerating a little. Honestly, I've been told by the company's president that if things continue as they are, I'll be subject to disciplinary dismissal. Don't you think that you and your daughter are going a little too far with this? Think about it. I've hardly done anything wrong.
Okay, well, I suppose I understand where you're coming from, Ross. Well then, can I ask you about one more thing before I end this conversation?
Okay. What is it that you want to talk about now? I'm really over this entire conversation. You're not going to accuse me of anything more, are you?
I want to know why you look down on single-parent families so much. What's so wrong with me being a single mother?
Well, that's a really difficult question to answer, so I don't know if I can come up with an answer right away.
Ross, I've been a single mother for over 20 years now. I divorced my husband because he treated my daughter terribly and was verbally and physically abusive.
What? He actually abused your daughter? Is that really why you've been a single mother for so long?
At the time, my husband lost his job when his company went bankrupt, so it was up to me to control the household finances. Maybe it was my fault that I didn't see what was truly going on at home, but things weren't going well for us as a family. When Trisha was an elementary school student, he started hitting her, especially when she misbehaved or was late home from school.
She was only an elementary school student. She probably said something to your husband that he didn't like. Would it not be her fault?
Okay, yeah, I get what you mean. It's natural for children to talk back to their parents, yes. It's proof of their development and their language skills. I understand that some people would get angry by that kind of attitude from a child, but you know I can't forgive a horrible person like you pouring a hot drink on her.
What on earth are you about, you mad woman? Even the story is changing every time it gets mentioned. You both are over-exaggerating the situation.
Are you kidding me? Even hot drinks can cause serious burns on a person. It can leave scars if it's not treated properly. That's what happened with the scar on her arm. It was left too long and couldn't be treated properly at all.
Wait, what? She's got a scar on her arm? When I met her at the house, I never noticed that she had a mark on her at all. I wasn't even looking at her arms in great detail.
Well, she does, but I'm glad it's not as noticeable as what it used to be. I was working all the time, so by the time I got back home, hours had passed since the abuse occurred. When I finally saw Trisha with my own eyes, I realized that things weren't going well the way they were. What are parents if they can't protect their kids? Ever since then, it's just been us two living together. She's always been a good daughter and has also taken care of me when things got tough. I sent her to a public high school and she went to a national university so that we could avoid getting into any financial burden. Even after she graduated, she helped me with chores, work, and kept our house in a good condition.
Well, I guess if she did all of that for you despite what happened to her, she's a strong and wonderful woman.
Yes, she very much is, Ross. I am very proud of my daughter and what she's accomplished despite her rocky start at life. So are you going to continue looking down on her and tell her that she's the scum of society while you laugh your butt off?
No, I'd not do that to her. Didn't I say that was a misunderstanding on my part? I had no idea what her life was like until now. I still think she was also being very rude to me when she thought I did and said all of those terrible things to her.
Excuse me? You're saying that she was the one being rude? Are you kidding me? This is the first time I'm hearing of this. Could you please tell me more of the details?
If I were to choose how to put this, I would say that it's the way that she spoke her opinion. It was very disrespectful and rude. She shouldn't talk to someone older like that. She's obviously got no respect for her male counterparts.
Are you being serious right now? Is that it? She was rude because she was actually voicing her own opinion?
That's it, yes. She was coming across very rude, and it seemed like her opinion was the only one that mattered.
But do you have any clue why she used the voice she did? Don't you remember that you burned her skin and ruined her engagement? She's always supported me in whatever I do for myself and for her. I was the one that was helped, but you obviously don't care about that. I was so happy when I heard that she was going to get married. She was actually doing something for herself, and you ruined it. She finally found happiness.
But at the time when all this was going down, I had no choice in the matter. I needed to do what was best for my family, especially for my son.
You think you had no choice? Of course you had a choice. You decided to sabotage a relationship because of your beliefs about how people in this society should marry. Whatever, Ross. You've really done it now, and I can't turn back time. I think more needs to be discussed about this, but nothing is getting through to you.
Come on, Freya. We're adults and don't need to continue on with this. We can make a fair judgment about this. Just think about it, please.
Fine. I'm going to think about what you said, and I'll get back to you in a few days. But to be honest, I think you're a failure as a parent.
Mrs. Lloyd, what the heck is going on? Everything is falling apart here. This can't be happening to me.
Why are you messaging me? Oh, I suppose it's been a few days now. Did something happen this morning? What are you talking about?
Please, you can't give up on this situation. My wife and my son have found out about this and have decided to cut me off. I got home to find only completed divorce papers that I need to sign and a note saying that she's returned to her parents' house. Why on earth are you meddling into my family matters? Was this what you were planning these last few days?
I haven't interfered at all, not even once, Ross. I only listened to your story after your son came to me for advice. Your wife seemed worried as well. We ended up talking about a lot of things together, and your wife just seemed to come to those decisions, I guess. I had no idea. Your wife is good at making tea, by the way.
So you're telling me that my wife made these decisions herself? That she left on her own free will?
Why, of course, Ross. Once she knew what you had done and said to my daughter, she couldn't stand the thought of being married to you any longer. Were you not aware that the content of the conversation was obviously about you? Why else would she come to me?
I had no idea that she'd turn around and do this to me. I thought that as my wife, she'd stick by me no matter what.
Well, I guess even your wife had her limits, Ross. I also heard that you always raise your hand at girls if you don't like what they say to you. I wonder how many times you've tried to swing your fist at a poor innocent woman, Ross. You're poison and don't deserve anything good in life.
That's not true. I weren't even hurt a fly. That's all lies. I'm not like that at all. I'm not abusive.
If a woman didn't listen, what would you say and do to her then? Your wife and son were so scared of your words and actions that they couldn't move. They froze on the spot. So I told them that a wise thing to do right now would be to keep their distance from you.
They're staying away from me? You told them to do that? Why would there be any need to do that? I'd never hurt my family.
Stop lying. You're nothing more than an abusive man who likes to have power over people and their decision-making. I'll not let a family suffer like my daughter did. Your son froze so many times that it ended up backfiring and he didn't help my daughter. He couldn't move, let alone protect her from you. I understand why, but it's pathetic how another man can't stand up for his future wife. He's got no right to be with Trisha any longer.
Please, Freya. Look, I really just want my family to come back home so I can explain to them that I can change and get some help or something. I'm not as violent as you think I am. I just wanted some respect from the people around me, but they thought their opinions were more important. I really had no idea what happened to your daughter. And if I could take back what happened, I would in a heartbeat. Just don't sabotage my life.
I'm not the one sabotaging your life, Ross. You did that all on your own. You've got to live with the consequences that you face now. Don't even think about going near your family, or the police will be the next ones involved with this. And I bet you don't want that now, do you? You'll also not contact me ever again, and you're never to come and talk to my daughter either. If you harass her again, you're going to have to answer to me. Also, just a little warning for you. Your wife, your son, and my daughter are requesting compensation for all the things you've threatened them with. Also, for the physical abuse you've left on them. They might have scars for the rest of their lives, but at least they can get the financial compensation that they deserve.
Wait, no. They can't do this to me. How am I supposed to pay for anything if I'm not going to have a job? I can't be fired then. This is so not fair. Give me a chance to make it up to them.
Life isn't fair, Ross. Also, you're from the upper class. I'm sure you can sell a couple of cars you own, or perhaps actually find another job. The evidence is very much against you in this, Ross. Don't even think about defying the law. You won't win. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have things to prepare for this hearing. I hope that you'll enjoy your scummy and miserable life. You did this all to yourself. After Ross was exposed for what he did to Trisha and to his family, he was immediately fired from the bank that he worked at. He was kicked out of the industry and desperately tried to pay back the damages he made to Trisha and to his wife and son for the abuse. However, he got fed up with making the repayments and turned to a dark company to fund his compensation payments. After a few months, it was rumored that he had tried to leave town but then got arrested by debt collectors. Since he's been caught, it'll be a mystery as to what happens to him next. His wife and son seemed to be living a modest life and were supporting each other after the abuse. Trisha wants to spend her life in a peaceful way from now on. She's now the president of the company and receiving guidance from her mother, who is the chairman. She knows it's tough, but it's a rewarding job and will do her best. Her mother was so strong and dealt with all of this so well, Trisha will continue to work hard and search for her next love.
Apparently my dad hasn't got long left to live. I don't have the time to visit, so go take a look at him in the hospital tonight and tell me what the doctors say. He's being discharged next week and we're gonna have to stay with him until he kicks it. Clear out the room in my parents' house before then. We'll sleep there.
What? This is all really sudden. What? Is he okay? Why is he at the hospital? Did he collapse? What do you mean he hasn't got long left?
I don't know and don't care. It just means that he's going to die soon. I didn't think that it would happen this soon, so...
Yeah, you must be really shocked. Are you okay?
Shocked? About what?
Your dad must be in a really serious condition if he's been admitted to the hospital so suddenly. It must be tough knowing you don't have much time left with him.
Why would I be in shock about that? I've been waiting for this. If anything, I'm over the moon. It's finally my time.
What? Is this some kind of joke, Liam?
My dad's company. It's finally mine. I bet he's been hiding a massive fortune from me and my mom all these years. He's a real Scrooge, that old man. He's never told us how much he has, and he never gave us money when we said we wanted to buy something. I deserve to inherit everything he has after being so patient. He has the money to let us live in luxury, but he's so cheap. He refuses to give me and my mom anything we want. It's not fair. I'm entitled to that money. He doesn't know how hard I've worked in this company for him.
I'm sorry, what are you talking about? Your dad's in the hospital and you're already talking about your inheritance? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, so what if I am? It's owed to me. I just spoke with my mom, and she says that his condition isn't likely to get any better. He's going to be bedridden, which means he's already got one foot in the grave. There's no better time to talk about my inheritance. Plus, my mom's going to have a hard time taking care of him by herself, and she says that it's a waste of money getting a nurse to take care of him or putting him in a home. So you'll have to do the caretaking. You're my wife, so you can't argue back. Don't expect to get any money out of him either. That money is mine.
What are you talking about?
From now on, you're in charge of taking care of my dad. I'm too busy with work, and your job isn't as important, so you can easily quit. You don't have the right to complain, since I'm going to be rich when I get my inheritance. You should consider yourself lucky for marrying me.
Excuse me? My career is just as important as yours. I can't take care of your dad. You say that you're going to be rich, but as it stands, we're each paying half of the rent and the bills because we're both working.
So what? My dad's the CEO of his company. Once I inherit everything, there's no need for you to work. I can pay everything myself. Lucky you. You're going to be a CEO's wife, and you can stick to being a housewife instead of wasting your time going to work. You're going to have an easy time just staying at home, doing the dishes and cleaning and stuff. What's so hard about that? You should be happy to at least help out with taking care of my dad.
Is that why you suddenly decided we're going to live with your parents? To make yourself look better? So that he wouldn't have any reason to change his mind about passing his company on to you? Even though I'm the one that's going to have to take care of him? You're kidding, right? I don't want to have to do something that troublesome.
What? You can't say that. He's my dad.
Then why don't you take care of him yourself? I'm sure he would be happier if you were with him.
No way, I have work and other stuff. I don't want to deal with an old man like him.
I have work to do. Why do you get to prioritize your job? And what do you mean, and other stuff? What could be more important than taking care of your own dad in his final moments? It's not like you're busy with the housework, because I do all the cooking, cleaning, and the laundry before and after work and on my days off. You make it sound like cleaning is really easy and simple, but it's actually really tiring and time-consuming to keep a house in the condition you always enjoy it in. If anything, you have plenty of free time to take care of your dad yourself.
You're the wife. It's easier for you to quit work, and you married into this family. So you should be happy to sacrifice your job for my sake. It's more worthwhile if I keep my job, since I'm going to be inheriting the position of CEO in a matter of weeks, maybe even days if we're lucky.
I can't believe you actually think that. I'm enjoying my job. I don't want to quit. I'm not sacrificing it for anything or anyone. Can't you respect that?
Respect? Why should I? You're my wife. You're supposed to be supporting me. There's no reason for you to keep your job if we're going to be rich. My mom agrees that that's what we should do, so there's no point arguing about this any further. My mom says that women should be more selfless and give up their job if that's what's necessary for the family. And she's never wrong, so we're going to do what she says.
It's great that you have so much faith in your mom, but you're completely ignoring my opinion. What about what I want to do? We should be working towards finding a solution that suits both of us together, not just forcing an unwanted situation on the other. I need more time to think about this, so I'm gonna go see how your dad is. We can talk later.
My mom and I are going on a trip to a hot spring. I'm leaving my dad to you, so make sure you take care of him properly.
What? Are you going to leave me to deal with everything by myself? What about your dad?
I don't know and don't care. Figure something out.
Huh? What do you mean you don't care?
It's your job to take care of him, not mine. I don't care what you do, as long as you don't hire a nurse or a helper. It's a waste of money. His condition stabilized ever since he collapsed, but there's no telling when it'll be his last day on Earth. So, let me know if he finally kicks it. That's the only report I need, so don't disturb us.
You're seriously going on holiday with your mom? Your dad's bedridden. Don't you want to spend more time with him before he passes? He can't talk so much, but I'm sure he can still hear you. Try talking to him. Where have you been these past few days? You haven't come back at all. I need some time to relax myself, you know? What have you been doing while I've been busy taking care of your dad and doing all the housework?
That's none of your business. I'm free to do whatever I like, whenever I like. I'm a future CEO. Nobody can tell me what to do anymore.
Do you really think that being a CEO means it's okay for you to go and dump all of the stuff you don't want to do onto me? Owning a company doesn't make you any better. You only agreed to let him live with us because you want his company and his fortune, but you haven't even lifted a finger to actually do anything to show that you're worthy of inheriting everything he has.
Well, yeah, it's true I haven't done anything, but what's wrong with that? Why should I do anything when I have a wife to do it for me? All I need is my inheritance. I don't even have to be there when he dies.
I can't believe you. Does your mom really agree with that? Isn't it a little too heartless to decide to go on a holiday when her own husband is on his deathbed?
Of course she doesn't care either. If anything, she was the one that suggested that we go on the trip. She's happy that she's free of having to do the dirty work of helping my dad get changed, go to the toilet and wash him. We're going to be away for a few days so we can get a good rest. Take care of my dad. Oh, and make sure you keep us updated. That's if he gets worse, not if he gets better. I don't want to hear about him making some miraculous comeback to the company.
That's enough, Liam. How can you talk about your own father like that? I never knew you could say something so horrible. You're a terrible son. I've had enough of you and your mother. I knew you weren't perfect when we got married, but I should have realized that you were an asshole much earlier and saved myself the trouble.
I don't care what you think of me. You can insult me all you like, but the only thing that matters to me is that I get my money. I'm anticipating that a lot of money is going to come to me once I take over the company, so I think I'm going to let loose and splurge on this trip. Once I'm CEO, I won't have to worry about money anyways, so I might as well start enjoying the high life.
Oh yeah? While I stay at home cleaning and taking care of your sick dad? You've got some nerve saying that to me.
That's what a wife is for, right? Staying at home and taking care of the house and kids. My dad can't eat or change himself, so he's practically a baby. The only difference is that he's a pretty big one. If you don't like it, you can just leave him there. That might even speed up the process for us, and we can blame you for abandoning him if anyone questions why he was alone. Keep that in mind if you do decide to disappear. That's going to be on your conscience, not mine.
That's enough.
Besides, you don't have anywhere to go, remember? You should be grateful that you've managed to marry a guy like me. With the power and the fortune I'll be gaining, you'll never have to work. The least you can do is take care of my dad until then. He's on his deathbed. You won't have to take care of him for that long. Anyway, I've got to get ready for my trip. I'll see you when I get back. Who's on their deathbed? Huh? I never imagined that my own son would say something so horrendous about me while I was so close to death. I'm disappointed. It bothered me that you and your mother were always whispering about something behind my back. But now I know that it was all about your inheritance and my company. Aren't you ashamed of yourself for making your wife take care of a sick, old man with no help? And not even a word of gratitude? Wait, who is this? This isn't Angela typing. Dad? Who else? Your mother's with you, isn't she? But why are you able to message? I thought you could barely speak, let alone raise your arms to type a message. You were supposed to be dying. What's going on? Well, you were out of the house doing God knows what. Angela was doing her best to take care of me. I made the miraculous comeback that you were dreading. Once I was able to move around more freely, Angela told me that you weren't home and explained everything that had happened. I found out the truth about you and your mother and your true intentions. Wait, you've got this all wrong. If you read the conversation we had until now, then you need to know something. Angela made me say all of that. We had an argument about something really stupid, and I said some really bad stuff about everyone that I honestly regret now. You shouldn't take any of it seriously. It looks bad, but it's not my fault. This is one big misunderstanding, I swear. Liam, do you really think that I'm stupid enough to fall for a pathetic lie like that? Thank goodness I found out about what you and your mother were really like before I passed. I would have turned in my grave if I had let you inherit my company and use my money for your stupid shopping sprees. Before that happens, I'm going to rewrite my will. What? You're going to change it? I'm going to leave everything to Angela. What? Are you out of your mind? Why would you give your company to a complete stranger? She's got nothing to do with the company. You let that complete stranger nurse me back to health. What? It's not like she had anything to do with your recovery. She's only been taking care of you for 1 week. You can't just decide that all of a sudden. What are me and Mom going to do? Are you just going to leave us with nothing? I don't have any money to give to a son and wife that were looking forward to me dying. You didn't even think to spend more time with me. You're out on holiday, I hear. I was planning on giving the company to your little brother, but all of my money is going to Angela for being a wonderful nurse. She's worked extremely hard to keep on top of the housework while spending as much time with me, reading to me, and talking to me. She deserves everything I can give her. What? What are you talking about? What do you mean? You're planning on giving the company to Leon? You were never gonna give me the position as CEO in the first place? Even though I'm the eldest? You don't have what it takes to run a company. The only reason why you even have a job is because you have the same last name as me. You never earned anything for yourself. On top of that, you used your connection to me to influence the people around you and never worked a day in your life. I hear that you've been sitting at your desk, twiddling your thumbs while some other office worker works overtime to finish your work. You haven't done anything to deserve the position of CEO. That's not true. Who told you that? They're lying. They're just trying to turn you against me. You don't even deserve to have a woman like Angela as your wife. She's much too good for you, too generous and too kind. She's wasted on a selfish man like you. What you've done is unforgivable. What are you talking about? You've got to forgive me. No, wait, I haven't even done anything that needs forgiving. Believe me. This is all part of Angela's plan. She's been after your money ever since she married me. She's turning you against me so that she'll get everything. Enough. I'm not interested in your lies, Liam. As long as I'm alive, you're not getting anything. And I'm going to make sure that you can't inherit anything even after I'm gone. You're not welcome in my company or in my home. Don't you dare show your face to me ever again. Don't say that, Dad! I'm your favorite son! Please, wait!
That's what you get.
Huh?
You seem pretty flustered after being lectured and practically disowned by your dad. How pathetic.
Angela? This isn't funny. Why did this happen? Why did you show my dad the conversation we had?
Your dad's been up and around for the past 2 days and his condition has improved a lot since he woke up. We've had time to talk about a lot of things since you've been out, and I still have time off of work.
Seriously? Why didn't you tell me he was up? You tricked me!
I never tricked you. You told me that you didn't want to hear about him getting better, so I didn't mention it. But I suggested that you come back and be with him, remember? I didn't have anyone else to talk to about how you had completely left me to deal with everything by myself. And I've been stressing about a lot of other things besides this incident, so I told him everything. He was happy to give me advice on what I should do with you. Now he knows everything. You're finished, and you only have yourself to blame.
This isn't funny, Angela. Do you understand what you've done? You've ruined your husband's life.
Oh, what are you so upset about?
Why wouldn't I be upset? I'm going to lose my job, my company, my money, all because of you. Stop Dad before he seriously changes the will.
Whose money? Didn't you understand your dad? You don't have any right to it.
Listen to me. I'm your husband.
I don't have any obligation to listen to anything you say, whether you're my husband or not. You may not be able to tell, but I'm pretty pissed off myself.
What? Why would you be pissed off?
You're an idiot if you don't understand why, and you don't have any right to be angry with me. Your dad is furious, and with good reason. He's made his decision based on the way you treated him and he treated me. You don't have any right to change his mind. You can try all you like to make it my fault, but you can't escape the fact that you caused this yourself. If you have a problem with that, why don't you try and make an argument, because I'll shoot it down.
Wait a minute. Why are you so angry? I'm the one that should be angry right now.
Of course I'd be angry. You were trying to go on holiday, fully aware that your dad was in bad condition, hoping that you get news that he had passed away while you were gone. You're the worst. Not only that, I have proof of the affairs you've had, and I've passed the evidence on to your dad for him to look at.
Affairs? What are you talking about? I haven't had any affairs.
I've been thinking about filing for a divorce for a long time. I just didn't know when would be the best timing. But it looks like there's no need to think it over anymore. If anything, thanks for giving me the opportunity to break it off.
What? You are thinking about divorce? Since when? Why would you want divorce? Don't you understand that you're a lucky woman for being with me? I'm the CEO's son. What else could you possibly want?
It's taken a while, but I can finally see you for who you really are. I can see that you're not the man that you made yourself out to be when we were dating. Living with you and being married to you has shown me how selfish, lazy, unreliable, and dependent you are. I haven't been living with a husband, I've been living with a big baby. And because of how horrible your behavior has been, your dad's even offered to pay for my lawyer to make sure that I have the advantage in court.
What? Why would he support you? I'm his son. He should be defending me, not backing you up. What the hell did you say to him to turn him against me?
I told him everything. Unlike you, your dad's a good person. He told me that I was just being taken advantage of and that there was no need for me to endure your treatment any longer. And from now on, your dad's going to receive the care he deserves from a home for the elderly, without anyone telling him that he's a waste of money. I'm happy to help him out if he ever needs anything, but keep in mind that I'm not interested in keeping in touch with you. Once we're divorced, we're over.
It's your fault that I'm not going to be CEO and that I'm going to lose my job and you're running away? That's not funny, Angela. You can't run away from me. That's not fair. You should suffer just as much as me.
I'm going to leave your parents' house, but don't even think about coming back to our place. I'm going to live there alone.
What? I thought you already returned our keys to the landlord.
No, I haven't given the landlord notice. I was already planning to ask for a divorce, so I decided that it would be a waste to give the apartment up. But I've already changed the keys, so there's no point trying to get back in. Your stuff is all here at your parents' anyways, so you don't have any reason to go back. If you try and force your way in, I won't have any choice but to call the police and report you for trespassing.
Are you being serious? You really want to get divorced?
Of course I do. I'm very sure that it's for the best.
Don't come crying to me when the divorce is over and you can't get any of the inheritance Dad promised you. Come on, I'll forgive you for threatening to divorce me, so let's work together to get my dad to give us his money.
No, thank you. Your dad's already worked on a way to leave me his money even if I'm not married to you. I told him that I didn't need anything and that all I want is to get a divorce, but he was insistent that I receive something for taking care of him.
What do you mean? He's already found a way to leave you his money? It's better if we stay together, don't you think?
You just want to stay together so that you can enjoy the inheritance I will receive from your dad. Well, we knew that you might start saying stuff like that, and might even refuse to sign the divorce papers, so we've already hired a successful lawyer to cover our case. She's the best divorce lawyer, so you won't even stand a chance.
You've already prepared that much?
Your dad was saying that he's planning on divorcing your mother, too. You're not only going to lose your job and your inheritance, you're both going to lose your spouses and your homes. You can become homeless for all I care. You both deserve what's coming to you.
What? He's going to divorce Mom? Why?
Apparently, your mom was cheating on him, too. She didn't even bother to hide it. She took advantage of him being bedridden and brought her partners into their home. Like mother, like son, I guess. You should both take this chance to reflect on what you've done and learn to respect other people before you remarry. That's if anyone is willing to.
Mom was cheating on Dad? I never heard anything about that. Is he really going to divorce her?
You should be more worried about yourself. The only reason you had a job was because your dad gave you that position. But now he knows everything. You're not going to be able to work for his company anymore. You're not even going to inherit anything. You're not going to be able to live the high life like you hoped you would.
Angela, wait. Think about this. I never imagined that things would turn out like this. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I just got ahead of myself when I heard the news about my dad. Come on, let's stay together and help each other out. I need you, Angela. I can't live without you. Please, you can't leave me.
Oh, really? I can live happily without you. If anything, you need to learn to do the housework yourself for once. There's no way I'm living with you ever again.
You're seriously abandoning me?
You're the one that pushed me to make this decision. If you wanted me to stay, you should have been more caring and more willing to think about my needs as well as yours. The more you beg, the more pathetic you look, so I wouldn't suggest pushing the issue any further. Anyway, I hope you'll enjoy your fancy trip to the hot springs with your mom. You should make the most of it, since you'll be experiencing hell when you get back here. I can't wait to get justice for everything. I had to suffer while I was with you. See you in a few days' time. In the end, Angela cooperated with her father-in-law to fight both Liam and his mother in court. Apparently, Liam continued to beg her to change her mind even after he returned from his trip, but Angela ignored him until the papers were signed and filed. After the divorce was done, she only told him that she never wanted to see him again and refused to talk about the inheritance. Her father-in-law had returned to full health in a matter of days, making it pointless to talk about the inheritance. Angela's mother-in-law had no choice but to accept the terms of the divorce and was kicked out of their home. Liam lost his job, and because he believed that he would inherit his father's fortune, he had never saved any money. He was without a job and a home, and was going to have to live hand-to-mouth for a while. He's still paying the compensation he owes to Angela while living with his mother in a shabby apartment, working day and night to earn enough to feed both himself and his mother. As for Liam's mother, the shock of getting divorced and losing the lifestyle she had enjoyed for decades caused her to become a shut-in, and she had started showing signs of dementia. Liam had to take care of her himself since he didn't have enough money to put her in a home, and finally realized how much trouble he had caused Angela by forcing her to take care of his father. Both of them had finally gotten what they deserved.
Hey, Zoe, do you know who my fiance is?
Why would I know? Because you haven't contacted me for years.
Whatever. Anyways, answer my question. Do you know who my fiance is?
I do not, and I don't care.
I was going to tell you anyways, but my husband is the CEO of a big company.
Oh, that's cool.
Have you seen commercials for that company? I can't believe that I'm going to marry the CEO of that company.
Doesn't it only air on local channels, though?
Are you jealous or something? You probably are because you're still single in your 30s and all you do is work at a factory every day.
Wow, did you contact me because you wanted to brag about this? It's embarrassing, so you should stop doing that, you know.
Why would I listen to a loser like you? I have an idea. Why don't you get your life together or something? You're already in your 30s.
Shut up! Oh my god, can you go talk to someone else?
Sure. I have a lot of friends unlike you because I'm not the kind of person who just goes to work and comes home.
You don't even know what I do for a living, do you?
Don't care. Speaking of working, I quit my job after I dated him, so I'm a stay-at-home wife. I feel like I won in life because it's every woman's dream to be one.
Are you done? I'm already pissed off with prices getting higher, so I don't really give a fuck who you marry or whatever you need to say to me, okay? Bye.
You know what? This is why you're still a loser and single.
I'm so glad I'm not one of those narrow-minded people who think the only value in life is getting married. I'm just living my life, and my number one goal is not to be a bitch who brags about her fiancé to everyone. 2 weeks later.
I am done with you, Zoe.
What do you mean?
You don't need to send money to me anymore, and don't come home, okay?
Why?
Did I say something confusing?
Yes, because I'm so confused right now.
I don't want anything to do with you because you've done something for me? I don't think so.
You're exactly like Claire. Wow.
Should I tell you the difference between you and Claire? You have no common sense, and you talk too much shit. Claire, on the other hand, is feminine, elegant, and even found a great person to marry. I'm so proud of her.
Looks matter, doesn't it? But wasn't I sending you 1.5 grand every month, unlike Claire? Don't you think that I'm more respectful than her?
Seriously? It's just $1,500. You're happy with that?
Yes, and I think that I'm something to be able to send you money every month.
Your dad sent me 3 grand, by the way.
He was rich, that's why. I'm really surprised that you used all of his inheritance. How can you spend all of it? What the hell did you buy?
You know what? I'm wasting my time talking to you, so don't ever contact me again, okay? Claire is going to marry into a rich family, so I don't need you in my life anymore.
Okay, then I won't send you any more money.
Sure, no problem.
Don't come crying to me later on, okay? I don't think Claire will help you, though.
What? Who is this? Sorry, but I don't know you.
Are you serious? This is so kindergarten.
I don't know who this is, so I'm going to block you.
Thank you, I appreciate it. A month later. Why are you calling me? I thought you didn't know me.
Zoe, I want to be a family again, so can you please send me money again? And can it be 2 grand instead of a 1,500?
Are you serious?
Why? I'm letting you be part of a family again.
What were you thinking when I was sending you money before? Did you think I was some kind of freak that wanted to help you? I helped you because you're my one and only mother, but since you decided to tell me that you don't need me anymore, I guess I'm a stranger to you.
So that means you're not going to help me.
Exactly!
What the hell? I can't believe this! I'm your mother!
Who will listen to a bitch like you?
Excuse me? Watch your mouth.
Why do you want me to send you money again now anyways? Let me guess. Is it Claire? I told you she won't help you.
Isn't it common for kids to send parents money? Also, she doesn't come home and hasn't introduced me to her fiancé yet.
Oh, that really sucks. I guess she didn't love you like I do.
Yeah, so can you send me money again? I need help because I can't pay the rent.
Sorry, but I can't do that. Even for a CEO, sending you 1.5 grand every month is pretty hard.
Wait, what? CEO?
Yeah, I'm the CEO of a small-scaled factory in town. No one knew about this because no one cared. Did you think a normal worker could send you that much?
Hey, if you're telling the truth, you will be able to send me money again, right?
Are you serious? Do you think I'm going to do that after all of this? Absolutely not. Why don't you go work or beg Claire?
Claire won't send it to me, plus she asked me to pay for half of the wedding.
What?
She said that I need to help her because I'm her mother. The wedding is going to be big, so it's going to cost 100 grand in total.
Wow, I don't know what to say, but I'm so embarrassed to be part of this family. So, are you going to pay?
There is no way I can pay 50 grand. When I said that, she told me that if I don't, she'll cut ties with me.
I'm not surprised. Oh, I think that's the cost you need to pay them, because you're going to live with them, right? Well, it doesn't matter to me, though.
I thought you would be happy to be part of the family again. Are you just going to leave me to die?
Just wondering, why are you tough to me but not to Claire? Can't believe you changed attitudes with me and her. Actually, you know what? We are strangers, so you don't need to answer that.
Wait!
A few weeks later.
Is it true that you testified to the police about my fiancé's company?
I just answered what I knew. Isn't it a terrible thing to advertise false info of parts and selling that? He wanted to hide about this, but since I knew about it, I confessed it for him.
Why do you have all the details?
I'm the CEO of a small-scale factory in town, so I know everything about your husband's company. I knew there was something about him because his commercials were wrong on so many levels. He's even hated by everyone in the industry, and I think it's a matter of time before he fades away.
What? CEO? Stop joking around. Hey, I can't marry him because of you. How can you do this to me?
Why does everyone in this family blame me? Isn't your fiancé the bad guy? He's lucky that this was discovered before any accidents happened. The cost of collection is tens of billions of dollars, right? That really sucks for both of you.
You ruined our lives.
It's not my fault, you know. Oh, about Mom, she's crying that she has no money and how you won't help her.
Tell her I'm not going to because I'm fucked. I need to pay for the wedding fee, and if he gets arrested, there's no way I can pay for the rent. What should I do?
Don't know and don't care. Your life will be hell from now on, so good luck with that. An hour later.
Zoe, is everything true? Claire's marriage is ruined.
Yeah, so?
Since Claire really hates you right now, why don't you come back?
What?
I'm asking you to come back. Claire will never forgive you, but I will always be on your side, I promise.
What the hell is wrong with you? Hell no, you are so creepy, so I'm gonna block you.
Wait, hold on. Please help me. I can't pay the rent, so I might get kicked out. Can't you at least let me borrow rent money?
What? Who is this? Sorry, but I don't know you. After the incident, my mom was kicked out of the house because she couldn't pay rent. Looks like she went on a shopping spree and spent a lot before Claire got married because she thought she'd be rich. Of course, she couldn't pay the bills, so she got into debt, and since she has no job and no house, I wonder how she's paying for it. Claire needs to pay for the wedding cancellation fee, but she has no money, so she's also in debt now. I don't know where Claire is right now, but there is a possibility that she's with someone fishy again. Since Claire's former fiancé's company went bankrupt, a lot of places began to ask us for parts, and I plan on being careful and not selling defective parts.
Thank you so much for having us over for dinner tonight, Jordan. If I'm being totally honest, the food was kinda meh, but it was all right. Try and make something with a bit more flavor next time, okay? Colleen, I have told you this time and time again. Stop inviting yourself over to my house for dinner. You do this basically every week. All of a sudden, my front door slams open and your entire family waltzes right in. You then sit down at the table and immediately start eating all of the food that I made for our dinner. And as if that weren't bad enough, you didn't just eat tonight's dinner. You went into the fridge and took out all the stuff that I had made in advance for tomorrow. And now, after all that, you have the nerve to complain about how my food tasted? What is wrong with you? I don't get it, Jordan. What is your problem? All I did was go and visit my sister-in-law for dinner. Do you have any idea how much work it is to get 2 young children in the car? You should be happy to have us over. And seriously, get over yourself about the food. There was absolutely nothing special about tonight's dinner. Literally anyone could make that dish by spending 5 minutes on the internet. Is that so? Then, since you are literally anyone, then I guess that means that you can make it yourself. I heard from your mom that you drop in on her unannounced for dinner too. I'm going to say this as clearly as possible to you, Colleen. I want this to stop. Do not come over to our house uninvited anymore. I work during the week, so I make a lot of meals in advance, then pop them in the freezer to reheat later. Tonight, you and your family ate 3 days worth of dinners. Do you have any idea how long it took to make all of that? Oh, for Pete's sake, don't go getting all high and mighty just because you have a job. All you do is work at some restaurant. And only 3 days a week at that. You should have no problem finding time to cook. And besides, I have 2 growing boys to feed here, Jordan. If you don't make enough food for them, you're gonna stunt their growth. What the... Feeding your boys is your job, not mine. You're their mother. Don't make me do my job and yours. And one more thing, I can't help but notice that you always come to my house when Sam isn't home. What's the deal with that? Why would I go there when my brother is around? He'll just get on my case about one dumb thing or another. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you, you work at a sushi restaurant, don't you? I haven't had sushi in ages. Can I stop by your restaurant one of these days? I mean, sure, I guess, but it's pretty expensive. It's that new sushi restaurant that just opened up downtown. Wait, you mean the one from TV? It was on the news the other day. Oh yeah, well now that you mention it, there was a reporter that came by the place a little while ago. That is insane! The sushi they serve looks absolutely delicious. I'm gonna go as soon as I can. I am really looking forward to it. Are you sure about that? Like I said, it's pretty expensive. You should probably ask your husband about it before you make a reservation. Nah, I don't need to worry about that. You're gonna get us the family and friends discount. 100% off, right? What? There's no family and friends discount. We'll come in the next couple of days, so be sure to have plenty of sushi waiting for us. Are you listening to me? I can't wait to taste all that scrumptious sushi. Having a sister-in-law who works at a fancy sushi restaurant is the best. Okay, I guess you're not listening to me. I don't like where this is going. Sam, we need to talk. It's about Colleen.
Hey, Jordan. Sorry I missed your call earlier, but I did see your text. You mean she came by the house again today?
Yep.
Ugh. Going to have a talk with her. Mom's been telling her the same thing for ages about coming suddenly and eating all the food in the house. This time I'll make sure her husband is there in the room as well. Hopefully he'll be able to help me talk some sense into her. I'm really sorry for how much grief my sister has caused you.
I keep telling her to stop, but she just won't listen. Now she's saying she wants to come and eat at the sushi restaurant I started working at. I told her it's really expensive. Do you think she'll be able to afford it?
That place? Nah, not a chance. There's no possible way that her husband can afford to pay for enough food to feed them all on his salary. They're already cash-strapped as it is. That settles it. I gotta have a talk with them really soon. In fact, I'm gonna go tomorrow. I'll message her and let her know I'm coming. She won't listen to me unless I go to her in person.
Would you please do that for me? I'd really appreciate it. At this rate, I feel like she's going to get us involved in some kind of trouble if we don't do something.
I'll be clear to her that this is the final straw. If she keeps causing problems for us, then we'll have no choice but to take more drastic measures.
Drastic measures? As in... Man, there is nothing better than some high-quality sushi. You know, I think I misjudged you, Jordan. I never thought there would come a day that I would be glad you're my sister-in-law. Oh no, what are you talking about, Colleen? Thanks to you getting a job here, we can eat all the expensive sushi we want. I can't thank you enough. Hold on, back up. Let's clarify what's going on. Right now, you're eating sushi at the restaurant where I work, right? I told you we were coming yesterday. You said in the next few days. I didn't know you meant today. And didn't Sam tell you that he was going to have a conversation with you at your house today? Oh, yeah, you're right, he did. I guess I forgot. Silly me. Oh well, it's no big deal. We can always have that silly conversation after we're done stuffing our faces on all the sushi we can eat. I should have known this would happen. Seriously, Jordan, I wish you would have started working here sooner. We've already eaten enough sushi for 50 people. Well, thank you for your patronage, I guess. We're not patrons, we're your family. That means our whole meal is going to be on the house, right? You know what, Colleen? Go ahead and eat as much sushi as you'd like. Aw, you are such a sweetheart, Jordan. Oh, and you're so generous. I think we should hang out a lot more often. Yeah, sure, we'll see. Anyway, I'll let you get back to your meal now. Bon appetit. Hey, Jordan, we are absolutely stuffed. We were about to get going, so I wanted to ask you what we should do with the bill they just gave us. Like, can we just ignore that and go, or... Ignore the bill? Are you out of your mind? That's what they call eat and run, and it's a crime, Colleen. Your kids are with you. How could you even think about committing a crime with your kids watching? That's going to have a terrible influence on them. Wait, eat and run? But isn't that when you don't pay your bill? We don't need to pay the bill. You are. Me? Pay your bill? Oh, not a chance. I would sooner set my own wallet on fire than pay your bill for you. Plus, after today, we're never going to speak to you again. So you're going to have to pay it yourself. That's the only choice you have right now. But, wait, huh? What's with you all of a sudden? The only reason we came to this restaurant was because you work here. That means it's basically the same thing as when we come to eat at your house. If you wouldn't charge family for coming over to your house for dinner, then you shouldn't charge us for coming to your restaurant. So obviously, you should take care of our bill. Where are you anyway? We can't find you anywhere in the restaurant. I didn't have a shift today, so I'm at home. So even if I wanted to take care of your bill for you, and don't get me wrong, I don't, I couldn't. What makes you think I can take care of your bill anyway? I'm just a part-timer here. Nothing you're saying makes any sense at all. So, huh? You mean you're not gonna pay our bill for us? Good grief, Colleen, do you speak English? Hablas inglés? Parlez-vous anglais? How can I get this through to you? Honestly, I have no idea what made you think I was ever going to pay your bill in the first place. You're the one that took your family to the restaurant, right? Did I invite you? No. Why would I have to pay when you take your family to a restaurant? Because it's your restaurant. You work here. Obviously, you should be the one to pay. Plus, you just told me to eat as much as I want. Shut up for 30 seconds and listen. Are you listening? Okay, here we go. This is not my restaurant. I am a part-time employee working 3 days a week. I do not have a shift today, so I am at home, not the restaurant. Even if I were at the restaurant today, a part-time employee does not have any authority to get free food for anyone, not even friends and family. All I would be able to do is get you one of our coupons for a free drink at the bar. But frankly, I wouldn't even go that far to help you guys. I wouldn't even come by to refill the water pitcher at your table. This doesn't make any sense. Well, what am I supposed to do about this bill then? You're really not gonna pay it for us? Leave me alone, you frickin' idiot. My God, how many times do I have to tell you? I am not going to pay your bill for you, so give it up already. Excuse me? How many times do I have to tell you? Yes, you are going to pay our bill for us. Mark my words, you are going to take responsibility for this. I just gave your name to the girl at the register, so they know we're your family. And if that doesn't work, then I'll just have to speak with the manager. I'll find some way to work it out with him. In any case, you are going to pay for this, so I hope you're ready for that. Go ahead and try it. You'll only be wasting your own time. It's not going to work. Hey, answer your phone. Sorry, I'm busy. Can't talk right now. And I have nothing to talk to you about anyway. Well, I've got something to say to you, Jordan. I tried name dropping you to every single staff member in the restaurant and nothing worked. Now I'm stuck paying this insane bill, but this is ridiculous. How could this food possibly be so expensive? It's just rice and fish. Why are you doing this to me? You are the worst sister-in-law in the world. Oh, I'm a lousy sister-in-law? You just got done eating enough sushi to feed every sumo wrestler on the planet. All because you thought that me, a part-time employee, had the authority to get you your food free of charge. Maybe I'm not such a fantastic sister-in-law, but I'd say I'm doing the best I can considering you're a complete moron. I tried to tell you so many times, but it keeps going in one ear and out the other. So I'm done trying to help you understand. If you have any questions, just ask the restaurant staff. What do you think I've been doing for the last half hour? They're still demanding that we pay this insane bill. I don't know how much you guys ate. But, I mean, you ate it, right? And you saw the prices on the menu, right? You knew what that stuff cost before you ate it, and you ate it anyway. So what's the only rational conclusion? You should just shut your mouth and pay for what you ate. I have no idea what made you think I would give you free food, but it's not my problem. You got yourself into this mess so you can get yourself out. I didn't get myself into this mess. You lied to me. You told me I could eat as much as I wanted, didn't you? Yeah, because you're an adult and can make your own decisions. I didn't say I was going to pay for it. You see, you tricked me into thinking it was going to be free. How can you say you're not responsible for this? Because I'm not. Unbelievable. I have never met anyone in my life who is this desperate to dodge responsibility for their own actions. How am I responsible for your stupidity, greediness, gluttony, and inability to comprehend basic English? Anyway, like I said, you're on your own. And you're banned from our house. Never talk to me or Sam again. You can't do this to me. Somebody has to pay this bill. It is not going to be me. I don't even have this much money in my bank account. So you need to get over here right away and explain to the staff what you did. My husband is already super duper angry and you don't want to make him any madder. What is there for me to explain? That my sister-in-law is an idiot who tried to eat and run? Is that what you want me to tell them? I just can't deal with you anymore, Colleen. You are obnoxious to the point that just hearing someone say your name gives me a migraine. If you ever come to my house again, I am calling the police and having you arrested for trespassing. What? You would call the police on your own sister-in-law? For loving you and wanting to visit you? How could you say such a thing to me? You are treating me absolutely terribly right now. Do I need to remind you that your husband is my brother? Sam will be furious when I tell him what you said to me. Sam is the one who first brought up banning you from our house. What? Sam's just as tired of your antics as I am, if not more. He said that if you ever pulled this sort of stunt again, that we would cut off contact with you. And lo and behold, you did it the very next day. Honestly, I think we should sue you for the cost of the food of ours that you've eaten up until now. Not to mention the things we've had to repair or replace because your kids broke them. Hey, that's going way too far. They're just kids. Kids have energy, you know. It's not their fault that they want to run around and play. Having excess energy and insufficient discipline are two completely different things. You let your kids run absolutely wild in my house while pretending not to notice. Or, I don't know, maybe you were genuinely too busy eating all my food to notice what they were doing. Okay, this is not the time to be dragging up all this ancient history. I'll have you know that we were totally intending to do something to repay you for all your generosity. Oh yeah? What's that? I don't know, something. Anyway, you need to get down to the restaurant right now. My husband is starting to get physical with the restaurant staff. He keeps yelling at them that he wants to talk to you. Tell him to calm down because I already talked to the manager. Oh, really? Oh, well, geez, that's a relief. Why didn't you tell me that sooner? I told him that I have no idea who you are and that he should call the cops if you're giving them any trouble. You what? Are you serious? You mean we're gonna have to pay this bill or else get arrested? Duh, that's how it works. You're useless. I should have known better than to call you. The only reason I did is because Sam wasn't answering his phone. Why is this happening? I'm in big trouble, Jordan. What should I do? What I've been telling you to do this entire evening. Pay your bill. I don't care if your husband gets himself arrested. That's on you. I never told you I would give you free food. You just assumed that I would. This seems like the perfect opportunity for you to learn a valuable life lesson. If you are so hard up for money that you have to resort to mooching food from your relatives, then stop buying so many expensive things for yourself. You're only in trouble in the first place because of your horrid spending habits. Anyway, I wish you the best of luck with the police. Goodbye, worst sister-in-law in the world. Hey, Jordan, can we talk? Maybe, I don't know, you could have me over for dinner tonight? I tried stopping by your house yesterday, but you weren't home. I really wish you would let me see you. I'm astonished, Colleen. After everything that's happened, you still don't get it? I do not want to see you. I don't even want to be talking to you right now. And honestly, the fact that you went to my house to try and see me is really, really creepy. Hey, come on, I'm not being creepy. We're family. Family? With you? Oh, don't make me sick. I will never consider you my family again. You caused a world of trouble for me at my job. You tried to eat and run, the police were called, and the whole thing was one giant mess. It's not just me. Sam and your parents are really angry with you. I didn't think things would turn out this way. All I wanted to do was eat some good sushi. But now my brother's saying he's disowning me as his sister. Everyone's being so mean to me all of a sudden. And get this, my husband left me last night. I woke up and he was gone. He left a note saying he'd rather break up with me than pay that bill from the restaurant. Why is this happening to me? You have to do something, Jordan. I do? Why? You're nothing to me anymore. I'm your sister-in-law. You need to face facts. You have 2 kids in your care who depend on you, and you are completely abdicating your responsibilities to them. All the money your husband earned, you spent on clothes, accessories, perfume, and a ton of other things just for yourself. So you ran out of money because of course you were going to run out of money. That's when you started begging for food from your family and friends. Once things got really bad and you had hungry kids with no food in the house, you would barge into someone else's house and make them feed your kids for you. How do you think that made your kids feel, Colleen? I bet they were utterly humiliated. That's not true. You're in denial. For what it's worth, I will say that what your husband did is pretty unfair. He came along with you every single time you came to our house uninvited and did absolutely nothing to stop you. You should both be held responsible for what happened. Right? That's what I said. I shouldn't have to bear the entire burden by myself. However, before we talk about mitigating factors, you need a dose of reality. What are you going to do to support your kids, Colleen? You're their mother and you're all they have now. I think it goes without saying that Sam and I aren't going to help you. Your mom and dad aren't too keen on helping you out either. I don't believe that. None of you are going to help me? But why? Well, there are only 2 reasons you would ask me that question this late in the game. Either you genuinely don't understand why, in which case you are far beyond help and I'm not going to answer your question, Or you do know why and are just complaining, in which case I don't need to answer your question. So I'm just going to ignore that line from you and tell you that unless you want the police to get involved, you'd better step up and become a responsible parent. Goodbye, Colleen. And for good this time.
Hey, Jordan. I just got off the phone with my mom. Sounds like Colleen just finalized the terms of her divorce.
That didn't take long. You know, I never really got what she saw in him in the first place. He was always kind of, I don't know, weird. Maybe his influence made her become what she is.
Well, in any case, it seems like your tongue lashing has gotten her to clean up her act a bit.
It wasn't really my intent to give her a tongue lashing. All I did was tell her the plain and simple truth. She tried to eat and run, the cops got called, and all of that must have had a massive negative impact on her kids.
She's definitely gained some sense of self-awareness since then, though.
Did she really? It's kind of hard for me to believe that someone like her could ever change.
Mom and Dad changed their mind and said they were willing to help her out, if that means anything. Not her directly, just the kids.
That's probably the best way to help her out, if they're willing to help her. Those boys didn't ask to be born in a dysfunctional household. I feel kind of bad for them.
There's a twist, though. Colleen turned down their help.
Wow, really?
Yep. She said she wants to go work and support her kids with her own money. She's already found a job. Her older boy's in kindergarten, but her younger son is only turning 3 this year. She can't afford daycare for him, so our parents said they'll look after him while she's at work. But that's all the help she's accepting. She turned down any financial support at all.
Based on my experience with her up until now, that is shocking, to say the least.
Trust me, we're all just as surprised as you are. I also wanted to tell you that we're really grateful for you, Jordan.
You are? For what?
You told Colleen exactly what she needed to hear. If not for you, she might still not have woken up to how ridiculous she was being. I mean, even after the mess at the sushi restaurant, she still kept messaging you and coming to the house, right?
Yeah, but once I gave it to her straight, that all came to an abrupt stop.
You see? That's what I'm saying. You talking to her on that day is what got her to turn her life around. Thinking back, my parents and I were way too easy on her. We should have been more blunt like you. If we did, maybe we could have avoided this altogether. So, yeah. Thanks a lot, Jordan. I'm a lucky man to have married a wonderful wife like you.
Oh, Sam, I'm nothing special. All I did was speak my mind. If anything, this whole ordeal has taught me something important too.
Oh yeah? What is it?
It's not always in someone's best interests to extend them a helping hand. Sometimes a cold shoulder can be much more effective.
Hey, that's a pretty good line. You should have put that on a t-shirt or something.
A gloomy line like that isn't going to sell.
So, how can I thank you for slapping sense into my sister? And, I guess, also make it up to you for all the trouble she's caused.
How about taking me out for sushi? Sam and I cut off all contact with Colleen. After they divorced, Colleen's ex-husband started coming around and causing trouble for her, so she and the boys packed up and moved. She got a job at a business close to her house, and she's supporting herself and her kids with the money she makes there. Based on what I hear from Sam's parents, she's actually doing pretty okay. They've been looking after her kids for her to help support her getting back on her feet. But they've honored her wishes and haven't given her any financial support. I was doubtful at first, but it seems like she really has turned over a new leaf. She's working hard at her job and sold most of the high-end fashion items she bought for herself while she was still married. It seems like her change of heart has had an effect on her kids because they've cleaned up their acts too. There are times when I think that maybe I was a little bit too harsh on Colleen. You know, like when I called her the worst sister-in-law in the world, obnoxious and all that. But in the end, everything got better for everyone thanks to me. We're not currently having any sort of contact with Colleen. Hopefully, though, the day will come soon where we'll be able to come together once more as a family. Maybe we'll even be able to gather around the dinner table and share a good laugh at how chaotic these last few months were. But I think she still needs to do a little bit more work in order to make up for everything she did. All we can do is hope for the best and help where we can once we feel she's earned it. Natalie, why would you do that to me? I was so excited to meet my first grandson. Why did you kick me out of your hospital room? You cannot be serious. What made you think I was going to let you in? I would never, ever let my precious son meet my stepmother of all people. This is a family occasion, and you are decidedly not family, so get out of here. Not family? How can you say that? I have been married to your father for 20 years. You weren't even in grade school when your father and I got married. You might not be my biological daughter, but I've always treated you as though you were my own flesh and blood. Even after all that, you still don't see me as family? No, I don't. I have never seen you as family, and I never will. I've never even thought of you as being my mom. Seriously, you're disgusting. Like, who do you think you are? You go around pretending you're my mom? Did you give birth to me? No, you did not. So knock it off. Oh, and just so you know, I'm not the only one who doesn't see you as family. What's that supposed to mean? My dad doesn't think you're our family either. When I had you removed from the hospital, he didn't do anything to stop me, did he? My God, you really don't even realize that you're not wanted around here. How pathetic. I was rather perturbed that your dad didn't stand up for me. I thought that maybe he was just too busy holding your baby to do anything about it. Yeah, well, now you know exactly where you stand around here. My dad's feelings for you are long gone. There is no one in this family who considers you a part of it. To me, you're no different than any random stranger I walk by on the street. Why should I let some random stranger hold my baby? Get real. And what about your husband, John? Does he have anything to say about you treating me this way? You think I'm actually going to tell him about this? I don't need to. He knows I value my family, and that's all he needs to know. Anyway, don't you dare go around telling people you're my baby's grandmother, because you are not. Is this the thanks I get for supporting you all these years? Tell you what, I will thank you for one thing. The way you ran out of the room crying was absolutely hilarious. A good laugh was just what I needed after going through 4 hours of labor today. So thanks for that, Renee. Also, I think you might want to contact the people at the Guinness World Records. Tell them you've set the record for the ugliest cry in history. Now get out and stay out. If you come back to the hospital, I'm calling the police.
Hey there, Renee. So, tell me, how are my granddaughter and grandson doing now? Did you take any photos for me? I really wish I could have gone down there myself today, but there was a problem at the office that I had to attend to.
I'm really sorry, Dad, but I wasn't able to see the baby today.
Uh-oh. What happened? You said you were going to the hospital today, right? Was there some sort of health issue with Natalie?
No, that's not it. Both the mother and child are perfectly healthy. Natalie simply refused to allow me to see the baby.
What?
It's hard to believe, but she also says that Nate feels the same way.
My goodness. I thought it might be difficult for Natalie to accept you as her mother, given the circumstances. But for Nate to take her side against you, that's unbelievable.
As much as I wish it weren't true, it unfortunately is. Natalie screamed at me to get out, and Nate just stood there holding the baby where I couldn't see him. Thinking back, I can swear he turned his head to smirk at me as I ran out the door.
What has gotten into that man?
Honestly, I can't say that this is all that much of a shock for me. He has been uncharacteristically cold to me lately.
Have you talked to him about that?
No, I was always the one who was the most interested in pursuing a relationship and then marriage with Nate. I guess I was so grateful that he married me that, well, maybe I shouldn't complain too much about that sort of thing.
It doesn't matter who pursued who. All that matters is the two of you are man and wife. I was there on the day you two made your vows to each other. It is Nate's sacred duty to support you as his wife. Perhaps that fool had forgotten about all the support I've given him for his business over the years. Renee, dear, I really wish you would have come to me about this sooner.
I just didn't want to trouble you with my marital problems.
And it's precisely because of that reluctance to talk to Nate or myself that things have got as bad as they have. Wait, no, I'm sorry, Renee. I shouldn't have said that. It's not your fault that this is happening. I should have been more active in asking you about how you are doing.
No, Dad, please don't blame yourself. There were times when I considered talking to you. It's just that you were so happy for me when me and Nate got married, I didn't want to disappoint you.
There is precious little that you could do to disappoint me, Renee. Now, we have a lot to talk about, and it's better that we do it in person. Come over to our place. I'll have your mother put on a pot of tea for us.
Thanks, Dad. I'm sorry for getting you involved in this. It's not your problem.
When my daughter is involved, it most assuredly is my problem.
What gives, Renee? You talked to Grandpa, didn't you? Thanks to you, all our hard work was for nothing. Do you have any idea how painful it was for us to have to act like we didn't loathe you in front of him? You are seriously the worst. Yeah, I always thought it was strange how you acted around my dad. You never talked to me so sweetly while we were alone or at home. But now I know exactly why that was. You were trying to hide your true intentions from him. Yeah, obviously. Is that a surprise to you? He was the one who was paying the bill for the baby's birth. And it's not just that. He's given me tons of money over the years. What choice did I have? I had to do everything I could to make sure I stayed in his good graces. You know, you could have simply accepted me as a member of your family. That seems like a much easier path than acting for 20 years. How dense are you, anyway? I will not accept you as a member of my family because you are not a member of my family. We're not related by blood. The only thing tying you to me is some piece of paper with both of your names written on it. I told you, Natalie, I always thought of you as my daughter. You have no right to call yourself my mother. I am not your daughter, so stop calling me that. I mean, you were the one who pushed my dad into marrying you. You were crazy about him. I guess I can understand why he married you back then, because you were young and not too awful looking. But now what good are you to him? You're just old. And neither my dad nor I have any reason to pretend to be nice to you anymore. How about all the times I packed you lunch for school? When I picked you up from volleyball practice? What about all the times you were sick and I spent the entire night at your bedside comforting you? That is literally the bare minimum amount of work required of you. You want me to be grateful for that? It would be like being grateful for you breathing. You've served your purpose and now we're done with you. Never talk to me or my dad again. We have better things to do with our time than talk to some old woman who's not even our family. All right, Natalie. If that's what you want, so be it. You'll never hear from me again. Yes, finally. Hurry up and move out of my dad's house. I don't want my dad to have to put up with you for one more second. He's already put up with enough already. Fine, I'll start packing immediately. Oh, and by the way, Natalie, Don't come crying when things start going very, very badly for you. What do I have to cry about? I'm getting rid of the cancer that's been eating away at my family for 20 years. Goodbye, Renee, and good riddance. We need to talk, Renee. Why has no one given me a gift yet? My baby was born a month ago now, and I've gotten absolutely nothing. You? I thought you didn't want to speak to me anymore. Why would you message me after all this time? That's not the point. Answer my question. Where are all my gifts? I had a baby. That means I get a bunch of presents. You know, baby clothes, cribs, diapers, lots and lots of money. But not one person has come. No one came by while I was in the hospital, and even after I went home, nobody has stopped by. No one's even texted me to say congratulations. I tried to call a few people to see when they were coming over, but they all hung up on me immediately. Wow, that's a shame. What's with that reaction? No way. You're behind this, aren't you? I can't believe that you would do this to me. This is your grandson we're talking about. How could you be so cruel to him? Oh, what's that? A month ago, you firmly demanded that I not go around telling people I was his grandmother. What happened to that, Natalie? Did you forget? You also said I wasn't your family, and if I'm not your family, then my family isn't your family either. You're the only one I said that to. I didn't say anything about Grandpa or anyone else. You lied to them about me. That is defamation. I could sue you. Get on the phone and call everyone you lied to right now. Tell them the truth. And when you're done doing that, go around to all their houses, collect their gifts for me, and bring them to my house. And why, pray tell, would I go out of my way to do that for you? If you want to correct the record, then you can call them all yourself. Were you not paying attention? I tried to call them, but they all hung up on me. They owe me gifts for my baby, and you are going to be the one to pick them up for me. Nobody owes you anything, Natalie, especially not family members that you've disowned. It's pretty presumptive of you to demand gifts from people. Aren't you embarrassed to be reduced to begging? It's not like I want to be in this position, but before the baby was born, all your relatives said they were going to give me nice gifts. Some even said they were going to give me a couple grand in cash. I thought I was going to get a bunch of free baby stuff and money, so I did a little bit of shopping for stuff for myself. But now a month has gone by and still no gifts. I am in big trouble because of you. No, you're in big trouble because you were counting your chickens before they hatched. You were counting on other people to give you money that you hadn't received yet and spent more than you could afford to. It's as simple as that. But I was spending my own money and it's basically all gone now. I have next to nothing left to buy clothes and stuff. At this rate, your grandson is going to have to walk around naked for the rest of his life. Is that what you want to have happen? That's a pretty gross exaggeration of the situation, I'd say. Besides, I'm not a part of your family, and I never was. That means I have absolutely no responsibility to lift a single finger to help you. Instead of me, why not have a talk with your husband about this? Seems like he'd be better equipped to respond to this problem than me. Because if I tell him, then he's going to find out what I did. Are you stupid or something? Whatever, I am done with you. I should have known better than to think I could rely on you. But I know for sure that Grandpa is going to take my side. He's going to be super mad at you when I tell him. Grandpa, please, you've got to help me. Renee is under a huge misunderstanding, and thanks to that, we're in big trouble. I'm going to have a lot of big bills coming up at the end of this month, and there is no way we're going to be able to pay it. And it's not just me that's in trouble. My dad is too. I hate to ask you for this since you've already done so much for us, but could you please give us some money to get through this month? Your great-grandson really needs your help right now.
A misunderstanding, you say? It seems like the situation is pretty straightforward to me. You and your father both told Renee that you don't consider her to be a part of your family and that you never wanted to see her again. You did say that, didn't you?
Come on, are you really gonna take her side, Grandpa? I bet it's because you don't think I'm your real granddaughter. I'm just your step-granddaughter. You never really loved me, did you?
You're a grown woman, Natalie. Stop acting like a child. You can't just blame all your problems on other people. Think about it. Can you honestly say that you have no responsibility for what's happening to you?
Of course I can. I didn't do anything wrong.
You told her she's not family because there's no blood between you, correct? Well, I suppose I should tell you that there's no blood between me and Renee either.
Wait, what? You mean Renee isn't your daughter?
No, she is every bit my daughter, and I'll not stand for any talk otherwise. Renee is my wife's daughter. We got married when she was only 7 years old. She wasn't particularly comfortable around me at first, and we had some difficulties adjusting to our new life together. But we both made strides towards becoming a family. That's why I don't like to say that I love Renee like my real daughter. Renee is my real daughter, and I love her with all my heart. Just like I loved you with all my heart.
Wow, I had no idea. I mean, Grandma died before my dad and Renee even met, so I guess I wouldn't have had the chance to know. But why didn't you ever tell me?
We didn't feel it was worth discussing. Given the circumstances of her upbringing, I was a bit surprised when she said she wanted to marry a man with a daughter of his own. I had my doubts, but she was firm. She said she wanted to become a family with the man she loved as well as his daughter. She even said she wanted to be as good of a parent to you as I was to her. You have no idea how happy I was to hear that. And for all I knew, things were going great between you. But now I know that this was all an act. You and your father deceived me. You're liars, both of you.
Hey, that's not fair. We didn't lie to you.
When you pretended that you got along great in my presence only to treat Renee like an outsider once you got home, yes, that is most certainly a lie. And now you've gone so far as to say that she isn't your family. Well, two can play at that game. If she's not your family, then I'm not either. I'm immediately pulling my support from your father's company, and I won't be giving you another dime either.
What? Wait, you're not gonna give my dad money for his company anymore? But his company is still in the middle of restructuring. You can't pull your support now.
His company has been restructuring for over 10 years. If it's not restructured yet, it's never going to be.
If my dad's company goes bankrupt, it's your fault.
Don't patronize me, little girl. You really think I don't know what your father has been doing? I've been in the business long enough to know that it should not take 10 years to restructure a company of that size. So I had his company's financing looked into, and I found out where all the money I've been giving him has been going to. Straight into his own wallet.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's no point in denying it anymore, Natalie. I've already known everything. I've already paid your hospital bill for the birth, but if you're going to tell my daughter that she's not your family, then that's the last thing you'll ever get out of me.
Wait, this is way too sudden. If you cut off your support for us right now, we'll be ruined.
That isn't my problem. You've already had plenty of fun with my money yourself, haven't you? Yes, I know about that too.
How?
That story isn't for me to tell. Give your father this message from me. My preliminary investigation is complete, and the full investigation will start soon. I will calculate exactly how much money you took from me, down to the last cent. and you are going to pay it all back.
No, we don't have it anymore.
If you won't pay up, then I'll see you in court.
You're gonna sue us? Grandpa, don't do this.
Grandpa? What are you talking about? There's no blood between us. That makes us not a family, according to you.
This is all your fault, Renee. I hope you're happy with yourself. Grandpa told me that he's not going to give me any more money. And do you know why that is? It's because you just had to go and open your big fat mouth about what I said to you. You ruined my life. Everything was going just fine for all of us up until now.
When you say all of us, who are you referring to? Are you including me in that?
Obviously not. You're not one of us.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The truth is that things were only going well for you at my expense. I had to put up with both you and your father disrespecting me while you reaped the rewards to the tune of tens of thousands of dollars of my father's money. All I ever wanted was for you to respect my feelings toward you, but you couldn't even do that. So after you disrespected me like that, I don't want to hear any complaints from you over the consequences.
But you're not my family. Why doesn't anyone else understand that? All you are is some woman who barged into my house when I was a kid. You think you can just force yourself on me, make me recognize you as my mom? You're not my mom.
Didn't my dad talk to you about this? How can you still be so wrong about what a family is? I did my very best not to impose myself on you. All I ever wanted was to have a family. The truth is, your dad and I tried to have a child of our own for a while after we were married. Unfortunately, we were never successful. It turns out your dad has some fertility issues. The doctor said that there was treatment available, but it would be costly and time-consuming. We talked it over, and your dad was worried that if I had a baby, it might cause you an undue amount of emotional distress. So we decided to forego getting the treatment and continue our lives with just the three of us.
My dad was the one who told, you know. I bet you hated him for that. That's why you told on me to your dad.
You're wrong, Natalie. I accepted his decision because I loved him and I loved you. The two of you were all I needed to be happy. And so I gave you every bit of love that I would have given our baby.
I don't believe you for 1 second. You're just saying this to make me feel guilty. And I know you were trying to force me into loving you, but it was never going to work.
Why do you think that, Natalie? I never thought about forcing you to love me. I merely hoped that if I gave you all my love and affection, that one day you would come to love me back willingly. I just wanted to be your family. I was so happy for you on the day of your wedding. And when your son was born, I was in tears going to the hospital, imagining the feeling of holding my own grandchild in my arms. But you wouldn't even let me do that. You returned all my love, care, and attention with scorn. You treated me horribly, Natalie. My father and I both had to work in order to close the gap between us, but between you, your dad, and I, the only person trying to close that gap was me. I can see that any more of my effort on you would be wasted, so I am throwing in the towel. And one more thing. I told John about what you did.
You what? You actually told him? No way. Why would you do that?
Don't misunderstand me. It's not that I went out of my way to tattle on you.
Then why did you tell him?
Your husband isn't an idiot, Natalie. He noticed how no one from my side of the family was visiting you or even sending their congratulations. He thought it was strange, so he came to ask me what was going on. He asked me if this had to do with something that you did, so I told him the truth.
Oh my God, this is terrible. But I guess that does explain why John's been in such a sour mood lately. I thought maybe he was just jealous because I was giving the baby all of my attention and not spending any time with him.
John also isn't as much of a child as you. He was a bit surprised to hear about the way you were treating me. But somehow he seemed like he really saw this coming all along. Which brings me to something you talked about with my dad the other day. He told you that he knew what you had been doing with the money he was giving you, right?
I have no idea what he was talking about.
Good grief, Natalie, you really don't know when to give up. There is nothing for you to gain by denying it at this point. But since you and I both know the truth, let's just get on with it. You gambled it all away. You lost every last cent my dad gave you at the casino, the racetrack, online sports betting, you name it. Oh, but once you ran out of his money, you stopped gambling, right? No, then you started dipping into John's savings. Surely, however, losing all of your husband's money taught you a lesson, didn't it? No, after you ran through all his money, then you started taking out loans in both your name and his.
How did you find that out?
John told me. He said he'd been leaving the family finances to you, but got suspicious when he saw that his savings were diminishing every month. He asked you what was going on, and you blamed it on inflation. So he got a credit report for himself, and that's when he saw that you had taken loans out in his name. That poor man. I wouldn't be surprised if you two were divorced before me and your dad.
No, that cannot happen. I just gave birth to our son, and I quit my job right before the birth. He can't divorce me. What am I supposed to do without him?
Well, that baby is going to need you to step up, so you had better figure something out.
I have no idea what to do, though. That's why I'm asking you.
I would suggest you look into getting a very good bankruptcy attorney. You can go in on hiring one with your dad, since he has a lot of debts he can't pay back either.
Renee, I am begging you. You've got to help me.
You are past the point of no return, Natalie. There's nothing I can do to help you now.
Can you at least get Grandpa to forgive the money Dad owes him? Me and my dad will go over to his house to apologize and everything.
You really don't get how mad he is, do you? Oh, Natalie, we could have been a family.
We still can.
No, Natalie, it's over between us. My only wish is that I could get back all the time I wasted on you and your dad.
Please, Renee, don't say that. You don't mean it. We had a lot of good times together, didn't we? You said it yourself. You always loved me like your own daughter, right? If you really meant that, then there's still a chance. Please, Renee, please come home. Please forgive me. We can start over again, and this time I promise it'll be different. We'll be a real family.
You're about to learn this the hard way, but this world isn't that convenient of a place. Family isn't just something that you can put away until it's convenient. You made your position clear. Your only family is you, your dad, and your baby now.
Uh-oh, I just got a text from John. Oh no, he says he wants to divorce me. Oh, this is terrible. Now my poor son is crying. He knows his daddy is abandoning him. Don't you feel sorry for this poor, innocent child?
Oh, please. Did you think that act was going to work on me? I've been around long enough to know that desperate people will tell ridiculous Hail Mary lies when they've used up all their other options. I'm surprised, though. You were a much better actress when you were pretending to be nice to me in front of my dad.
But I'm not going to be able to pay my bills this month. What do I do, Renee? Tell me.
Well, there is one thing you could try. If things get bad enough for you, you could always try to beat my record for the ugliest cry in history. All right, that's that. The divorce was just finalized. Thanks for all your help, Dad.
Don't mention it, sweetheart. You know I'd do anything to protect my daughter's happiness. You've been through so much because of these two. I wish I had known back then what I do now. I should have been more vocal in my opposition to you marrying him.
Dad, you can't blame yourself for not knowing things that not even I knew about. It's entirely my fault for thinking I could build a happy family together with them. I guess I just have a terrible sense of men. But really, the most painful part of it all for me is the fact that I was never able to get Natalie to open up her heart to me. Maybe I'm not meant to be a parent after all.
That's not true at all. You did the absolute best that you could have. I may not have seen how the three of you got along when you were at home, but I watched how you acted around Natalie while you were here. What I saw was a woman who truly, dearly cared about her daughter. I should have told you this before, but you actually reminded me a lot of your mother.
Oh, Dad, you're gonna make me cry. Thank you so much. It means a lot to hear you say that. I meant what I told you before, Dad. I wanted to become a parent just like you, who gives her all for her stepdaughter.
And if your particular stepdaughter in this case weren't an absolute menace, I have no doubt that you have succeeded. It was a bad match, that's all. Your life isn't over yet, you know. I'm sure that one day you'll soon find a man who actually deserves to be married to a fine woman like yourself.
You think so?
I know so.
Well, if you say so, then I guess I can't give up hope just yet. I will have to get a better taste in men, though. Thank you so much, Dad. Not just for what you've done recently, but for everything. Thank you for loving me like I was your own.
Renee, how many times do I have to tell you? You are my own.
After John divorced Natalie, she moved back in with Nate. From the moment she moved back in, however, they started arguing over who was most to blame for their situation. Those fights happened basically every night and went well beyond midnight some days. Without my dad's support, Nate's company went bankrupt. With both of them out of work and up to their eyeballs in debt, they had a very hard time making ends meet. As for me, after my divorce from Nate, I moved back in with my dad. It's been a long time since we've lived together, but it still feels like old times when my mom and I were living with him in this very house. I hadn't worked very much since marrying Nate, but my dad was kind enough to get me a good job at a company run by one of his friends. My very first day on the job, I was approached by one of the men there, and he asked me out to lunch. I haven't been on a date in over 20 years, so I'm kind of freaking out. What should I wear?